in some of those games. So I think those junior varsity kids, are all set, and had a good feed into your system.
Yeah, no, I mean this is one of the, this is probably one of the, only year we've had a couple, but this is one of the, those few years that we've had that we actually have a lot of depth right now, especially at our skill position players. We did last year, but we just don't. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those years like we just don't fall off much. A lot of times you got, you kind of hit those, that second group, and in certain positions you're just not going to have that depth. But man, we've got. I got quite a few wide receivers. We got a lot of slot receivers. We picked up a couple kids, have depth at running back and quarterback. We got our whole, on defense. We have we lost a couple kids in our secondary, but we've got a lot of kids that had work last year, and so we got a deep secondary. I got a great crew at linebacker, probably one of just across the board, because I got all four starters back at linebacker, and what a great crew we got. So, these kids are excited. Our coach is excited, man. This is one of the, like I said, one of the few times we've had this much depth where we feel good rolling and getting kids. So hopefully, this is going to be one of those years we can, finally kind of roll and get enough kids rolling in where we can kind of stay healthy, towards the end of the season. So, we're pretty lucky last year to, for the most part, stay pretty healthy at most positions. But we're just feeling really good right now, Gene. Man, it's a good crew. These kids have worked hard through the spring, probably one of the best springs that we've had. Kids were excited coming off that playoff game last year, so just had a huge spring, especially out on the field and in the weight room. So these kids they've worked hard. They're excited about this one.
So with all that much depth and everything, I guess a lot of these players that one of the history of Los Alamos mainly has been that most kids that they're out there on offense, and then when they turn the ball over, then they just stay out there on defense.
I mean, it's Iron Man football. And every one of these kids, they still play both ways and will play both ways. But, just having that depth where we know, we can roll and not lose a step when we roll kids in, man, that's big.
Well, as far as your offense is concerned, you ran the pistol when you first started here, and then you went to the flex bone, I guess it was, and last year you went to a spread offense. So what's up for 2022?
We're still spread. As option, like I said, we were an option for a long time, but just with the personnel that we have now, and that's kind of why we started making that change. Back in 2000, we kind of started making that change. And so this is kind of that third, we got a few that, spring COVID season, but, so that we kind of installed it during 2000, didn't get to use it a lot during that, those 3 games. But then, so this is kind of the third season, second and a half, I guess, season that we've been running this spread offense. And, so most of these kids now at this, that are in the juniors and seniors. The juniors, this is all they've run. The seniors, this will be their 3rd year in it. So they're feeling comfortable. We've pretty much got almost basically our whole offense already in these first 3 weeks. So, I mean, we got a lot of stuff that we can go to and a lot of kids that we can go to now. So it's going to be, hopefully this is going to be a pretty good one for us.
Yeah, so you're planning on airing it out any this year?
Oh, yeah. We got, like I said, we got plenty of receivers. I got, several, quarterbacks. We'll be starting Zach Stidham at quarterback. He came in, played that after Jake Green got hurt In the last regular season game, Zach came in, played the playoff game for us. He's just extremely smart kid. Ran track, so his speed has just increased so much. But he's one of those kids. He's a student, man. He knows exactly what's going on, what to get us into, where we need to be, and does a great job of doing that. We also got, hopefully pretty soon we'll have, we had, Luke Gonzalez, who had a knee injury early last year. Should be back at some point early this season. But we also got Kyle Evenhuss, that was one of our JV quarterbacks last year. He's a sophomore. He's going to be playing slot receiver and quarterback for us. But he's just a great athlete. He's still pretty young, so it's going to be nice to have him for 3 seasons. But that kid's he's a great athlete. He's still learning, the full offense. But man, when you get that kid on the field, he just makes stuff happen. So, we got a lot of guys that can throw the ball. So I think we're feeling pretty good about that right now at quarterback. Have a lot of our receivers back. Alex Pasolka, Abraham Sanchez, Chris Meyer-Dirks, obviously Malachi Gutierrez, who's our speedster on the outside. So we got a lot of kids that can catch the ball on the outside. Just a lot of speed at slot with, like Kenneth Swazo and Jorgensen, Josh Duran. Like I said, Kyle Evenhuss will be playing some slot as well. So we got a lot of kids that can run that offense outside. And then obviously we got big things. We got Teak Nieto back in the backfield for his senior year. A kid that had over 1,000 yards of offense last year. Rushing, great receiver out of the backfield. So when you got kid that's 6 foot, 6'1", about 215, and can move like that running down the hill, man, that opens up a lot of stuff outside, but allows you to do a lot of things inside as well. So, I think the diversity we have on offense this year is going to be make those guys pretty good.
Yeah, because like Malachi last year was an outstanding receiver for us, and Malachi Gutierrez, and of course in your running game, of course you have Tiki Nieto, and he's a powerhouse. And the nice thing about Tiki is that he's fantastic fullback or running back for you guys, a tailback, but then he switches over and plays linebacker.
Yeah.
And
Teak was one of the leading tacklers in 5A. He was the leading tackler in 5A coming out of the regular season. He was an all-state linebacker, but also got, we started 2 sophomores at outside linebacker that were both all-district, Jaron Quintana and Jackson Blair. Both those guys are just juniors now, and we're both all-district outside linebackers. And then, to top it off, the last 3-4 games, we started Kyler Young. We moved up from the JV, and he started at inside linebacker with Teak as a sophomore the last 3 district games and the playoff game. And you want to talk about a kid that will just run to the ball and make plays. So you got all-stater and probably 3 first-team all-district guys at linebacker, on defense. And man, what a crew right there. I mean, that's probably by far. I mean, I've had some dang good linebackers come through, but I don't think I've ever had 4 at a time like that. So, man, people are going to have a hard time running the ball on us. I know that.
So you're going to go up against Espanola, and of course, we had the season opener against Espanola last year down there. and now we're going to open up again against them here at Sullivan Field. And so, have you had a chance to look at Espanola at all, or you know anything
Absolutely.
about them?
You know, they scrimmaged just like we did. They scrimmaged down at Socorro, and so you know we've traded film. We've seen a little bit of their scrimmage film. They got a new coach. Have several of the returning staff back. So, but they have a new coach. Some new guys in there to bring in some. Some new ideas and stuff. So they're a little bit more, last year they were kind of tight, diamond pistol sets. This year they've been, from what we've seen, almost exclusively spread. So a lot of quick game, a lot of crossing, mesh type routes, but a lot of quick game and screen game out on the outside. They have some guys that are pretty quick on the outside. They're not real tall, but some kids that can move when they're in space. So that they're going to spread it out. They have pretty good. You got their quarterback back, pretty good athlete. We'll see. How much. I know they probably don't have a lot of depth at quarterback, but so we'll see how much they want to use that kid as far as the run game is concerned. Because he is a pretty good athlete. So that, they always have that possibility to run some, read, zone read or counter read, some read game with their quarterback, QB draw stuff. It just kind of depends on what they think their depth is at quarterback, whether they're willing to put him in that position to run. But he's a good athlete, so we're definitely going to have to keep him in the pocket. As always, they're huge up front. They always got the huge offensive and defensive line. They don't always move real well. So our hope is to get those guys moving. And also see what our those linebackers, especially those outside linebackers and DNs can do with them in the pass rush. Get some pressure on that quarterback. So that's kind of the game plan. Put a little pressure on that kid. Keep him in the pocket. Keep the ball in his hands, and then see what they want to do on the outside as far as passing game and quick game and screen stuff goes.
Well, he had a really impressive game last year against us, and I mean, he really looked good there at quarterback, and of course on the other side they had Ollie Phil.
Yeah, you got Ollie that's 6'6", and they figured out, hey, we're very, very tall in the secondary, so they just. Second half, they were just throwing them up to Ollie. I mean, he caught everything they had, but they don't have anything a receiver like that right now. Most of their guys are a little kind of short but fast, quick guys. So they try to get them into space with some jet and some quick screen game.
It was really interesting last year too because. And like you say, in the second half, the offense just became a pass to Ollie. And then when they would turn it over to you guys, Ollie would come out, and they had a table there, like a little training table. Mm-hmm. Ollie would just come out and flop down on that table. He was exhausted, and then they'd work on him and stuff, and back in the ball game. But anyway, Ollie's gone, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. So anyway. So it should be a good opener, and then of course you're going to have a good look at the team and see what you guys have put together so far, and then next week you go to its house.
Yeah. So we got this is going to be an interesting season, especially coming up. A lot of changes to the schedule. We got put into a new district. With Valley, Del Norte, and Manzano, who's now dropping down from 6A. Manzano struggled a little bit during the season, but they were in a huge huge 6A district. So never know kind of what they're going to be like dropping down, but they're one of the biggest 5A teams now. So we know they're going to have some size and some skills. But so we got, different schedule though. We got a lot of, have several Saturday games against, St. Mike's got Academy back on the schedule. Academies was one of the toughest teams in 4A last year. Have a great quarterback. So those guys are going to be tough. They have just completely swung that program around and are doing great. We go to Taos next week. Taos is still working on finishing their new turf football field. So they're going to have to, so now we're going to have to play, I think, at Cuesta High School. So that's a little different. May end up, just because we have a huge lack of referees. So, if there's any referees out there listening or guys that are interested, like football season, right? Football teams we need referees right now. We're down some. So there's going to be I'm sure there's some games that may end up getting moved to Thursday or Saturday, not just for us, but for everybody. Because right now we only got about 4 crews in this northern district that are trying to cover every, Friday night game.
Well, just like last year, we played West Las Vegas on Thursday.
On a Thursday. They've already talked. I think we may be moving our Bernalillo game to possibly Saturday. So we may have 2 or 3 Saturday games. Like I said, may have that Taos game maybe in Cuesta. So, it's going to be interesting, but, we're getting to play ball, right? We're getting to play ball. It may be a little different. We're not the only ones. It's just there's a lot of, we got a shortage of referees right now.
Oh,
we only have a few crews, so there's a lot of games that are getting moved around right now. But just looking at our schedule, our kids are excited, our coaches are excited. We've got a great schedule. A lot of our home area teams are back on the schedule. Guys that are in the district with the rest of our school, being the rest of our school's 4A, football's 5A, but we still get to play, we got Pewaukee back, we got Espanola, Taos, some of these close teams. We still got Capital, who we had a great game against last year to end the regular season, but they bumped to 6A, but we get to keep them on our schedule, so that's going to be a good game for us. So we just got a great schedule, schedule that I think that, every one of them we can compete with. Every one of them, I think we got a chance to win. Every one of them give us an opportunity to win one more game and make the playoffs again. So, man, I'm really, really happy with the way our schedule turned out. Really happy with the way our district turned out. And when you pair that with a team that came off a great season last year and a playoff, getting to go to the playoffs and then just having such a great spring and summer, man, that's just, you look forward to it because, man, it's looking good. And so, it's just one of those deals, stay healthy and have fun and just be consistent in what we do, and finishing blocks and finishing routes and just, not, our one of our goals is not put ourselves in bad position with pre-snap penalties, just, those early season type things.
Oh, yeah.
Early season type things that always come up, but with the last 2 weeks, we've practiced hard on some of that stuff and just staying focused on that stuff. So
are you saying that next week against Taos that you may play at Cuesta?
Yeah, we're going to be playing, I think, at Cuesta High School. They got delayed. They're putting in a new turf field, and it got delayed, so they're still not done with their home field. So they may end up, those poor guys, Coach Abreu, I know he's just beside himself. I've talked to him a couple times this summer, and within the last week, and they're just beside themselves because they don't get to play their, they're going to miss a couple home games due to the, how late they started that football field. So yeah, so next week we're probably playing in at Cuesta High School.
Well, that's crazy.
So
that
it is what it
wild.
is. It's a football field, and we get to play on it. So hey,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, that's right. You know, all you need is a cow pasture.
Let's go.
Go out and, you know, and scoop up the patties and and get at it.
Like I always tell these guys, I was like, we'll play you out in the middle of a parking lot if we need to, but just give us an opportunity to play. Give these kids an opportunity to you know, win games and do what they've been practicing so hard for. And either way, it's going to be fun.
Well, good luck tonight, Garrett, against Espanola, your opener and the first game of your 13th season. So I want to wish you know, all the luck in the world, and let's see. We'll hope the kids come out. We got a really good core this year, and a lot of good kids coming up. A lot of kids returning. So it looks like it's going to be an exciting season.
It's going to be a fun one, man. And you know, once again, like I said, this is my 13th year, man, and I just can't, you know, tell you enough how much we appreciate you guys, how much we appreciate, you know, our kids and the parents. Most of all, just this town is a great place to be. I love Friday nights here. They're fun. There's no better place to play, no more beautiful place to play than Sullivan Field. And so, man, we're looking forward to it. And so, you know, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Garrett. We've been talking to head coach Garrett Williams, and tonight they'll take on the Espanola Valley Sundevils. So we will be back in a little bit, and we will bring you that ball game on the Los Alamos Daily Post YouTube channel. So tune in, everybody, and get ready for Los Alamos High School football 2022.
Alamos to have amazing school resource officers. These officers are there
and have fun. Go Hilltoppers!
Join the University of New Mexico Los Alamos for the exceptional education. Join us for the small class sizes. Join us for the quality faculty and staff who are dedicated to your success. Whatever your reason for joining us, start here, go anywhere. Go Hilltoppers!
We understand the challenge of explaining to kids that money doesn't grow on trees. At Los Alamos Schools Credit Union, we have all of the tools you need for your kids to learn good financial habits. We offer a free student checking account with debit card, 24/7 online banking, and great member service to help you and your family's finances stay on track. And right now, we're offering a back-to-school bonus deposit with every new student checking account open before October 1st. Grow with us at Los Alamos Schools Credit Union for people, not profit.
Welcome, everybody, to Sullivan Field, and welcome to the Los Alamos Daily Post presentation of Los Alamos High School Football 2022. And tonight it will be the Espanola Sundevils coming to Sullivan Field to take on the Los Alamos Hilltoppers, the same as we did last year. These two teams were the season opener for each other, and we traveled down to Espanola and had quite a ball game down there. It was kind of crazy, but it's a brand new season now for the Hilltoppers, and with head coach Garrett Williams, who is now in his 13th year as the head coach of the Hilltoppers. And so I'm going to turn it over to my good buddy Mike Mays, and he's going to fill us in on what he's going to think about the ball game tonight and give us some of the starting lineups.
Well, thank you, Gene. And boy, it's great to be back here. Can't believe it. Wow, where did the summer go? I mean,
wow, I know where mine went.
Well, yeah, that was
went in Tammy's chair. So anyway, go ahead.
But crazy. We are back. We're back here. Early opener, Gene.
Oh yes,
here August 19th. I don't remember it's ever opening this early.
Earliest that I ever remember. Usually it was the last weekend in March. I mean, last weekend in August, but they keep moving it up.
Yeah. So
4th of July before long.
Exactly. It's exactly what I was just thinking. But yeah, we are here at Sullivan Field, the Los Alamos High School Hilltoppers taking on the Espanola Valley Sundevils. And if I'm not mistaken, we have not had the coin toss yet. I haven't seen it, but well, actually, the Toppers aren't even on the field yet. They went back to the field house. I think they're about to make their entrance here in a minute. But regardless, we'll see who gets the ball first. We'll let you know as soon as they do the coin toss and everything. But Toppers on offense this year. They're going to start with left tackle Kyler Young. He is a junior, and he weighs 200 pounds. Number 56, Elijah Alvarez, is the left guard. He is also a junior, and he tips the scales at 230 pounds. Center is Diego Hinojosa. He is a junior, and he weighs a little light. 165 is what he's listed. But, the centers, you got to be spry. You really have to be very, very athletic. I mean, that's such an important position.
Yeah, no, you proved that when you were here.
I didn't really want to say anything, Gene, but, you got to, not everybody can play center.
That's true.
So right guard is Nick Ray. He is a senior. He is 245. And the right tackle is Zach Schwartzkopf, who was huge for the Toppers last year. He tipped scales 220 pounds. He is coming back for his senior year. Wide receivers, Malachi Gutierrez is a junior, and Alex Pasulka is also a junior. At the slot, Kenny Swazo is a junior, and Hayden Jorgensen, he is a senior. And behind center at quarterback, Zach Stidham. He is a junior, 130 pounds, 6 feet tall, lanky kid. He throws a nice ball, though. I'll tell you what, we watch him a little bit over the summer. He does throw a very, very nice ball. So we'll keep an eye on that for the Topper defense in this opener. They have defensive end Matt Brousseau. He's a sophomore. The other defensive end, Seth Yost, and nose tackle, Zach Schwartzkopf. And Toppers play a base 3-4 defense. The outside linebackers, Joran Quintana and Jackson Blair, Kyler Young, and Tiki Nieto are the inside backers. And in the secondary, we have cornerbacks Hayden Jorgensen, Malachi Gutierrez. Free safety is Chris Meerdirks, and the strong safety is Alex Pasulka. So that's your starting lineup. As you said, Garrett Williams, veteran coach for the Toppers. He is still calling the plays back there. And so, Gene, just checking out, obviously nobody's played anything yet, but Max Preps is not particularly high on either one of these teams, unfortunately, as we're about to have the coin toss, but Toppers pretty far down the rankings in 5A, and the Sundevils not doing that, not expected to do huge things in 4A.
Yeah, and then one thing I need to correct is, let's see, Mike, you skipped the tailback. Anyway, that's we spent the entire season last year calling him Tiki Nieto. And a big, strong tailback and linebacker. But anyway, I had been corrected. I was interviewing Garrett, and I was talking to him about Tiki. And then I got an email from Garrett after that saying he wanted to correct something for me. It's not Tiki, it's Teak. And we called him Tiki the entire season.
Yes, we did.
Nobody corrected us.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So Teak Nieto.
Teak Nieto.
Okay, so I'm going to have to write that down because I may still screw that up. But the teams in the middle for the coin toss, and we have the coin toss. The Toppers have won the coin toss, and they will receive. And they will go to the east end of the field, and the Sundevils will go toward the west end of the field. So the Toppers will get the ball first here in this first quarter.
Yeah, and that's unusual too, because normally Garrett, it's kind of interesting because, well, depending on who he's playing, but normally Garrett, if we win the toss, he usually defers because he likes to have the ball at the start the second half. But I'm thinking what he may be thinking here against Espanola, that if he can establish something in a hurry and establish some offense and move the ball, that would be a great confidence builder for them, and not such a good confidence builder for Espanola. So we'll see what his philosophy happens to be. But we're just about ready to go as Espanola comes out onto the field, and they will kick off. And as Mike says, they'll attack the west goal. Los Alamos will attack the east goal. This field, of course, runs east and west, and the mountains off to the west, not very far. And, of course, long way off in the east, the mountains over there. But it's a beautiful night for football. It's been cloudy all day, but the temperature is just about perfect. And so Mike, you really couldn't ask for it. Well, the weather yesterday almost turned to fall, I have to say. It got colder, and it just felt like fall. And it's like, my God, this is only the middle of August. But at any rate, it is a beautiful night tonight, and we're about ready to go here to start 2022 and kicking off for Espanola, and that's going to be Victor Parra. Parra is a short kick that's taken at the 25-yard line and coming right up the middle and all the way up to the 45-yard line. And the ball carrier for the Hilltoppers that time picking that up was Zach Stidham. He's Zach Stidham. And it's interesting to have the quarterback running the kickoff back. I'm not sure I would want to do that.
That's not it's not the way I'd play that for sure. That's very easy to get hurt.
So out of the spread and a quick pass up to the side, coming down the left sideline. He's going to go all the way. Malachi Gutierrez. Oh, wait, forget that. That's Kenny Suazo. So right off the bat, Zach Stidham, he just direct snap back to him in the spread. He just threw a little short pass over on the left sideline, and Kenny Suazo pulled it in, and Mike, he was gone. Nobody even touched him.
No, not even close. 56 yards. Just a little swing pass out to the left side, and just nobody, Sundevils very slow and rotating over there, and Suazo just took off. There was nothing in front of him.
And Kenny's very, very fast. So they line up, and they're going to go for two. So they and it's good. And interesting, Mike, Hayden Jorgensen lined up. He lined up in the extra point position. He lined up as a kicker, and then they just snapped it straight back to him. And then he just popped it over to Jackson Blair, who was over in the corner of the end zone all by himself. So they do the fake point after, and they scored two. And so right off the bat, Mike, it's an 8-0 ball game. And let's see, we weren't sure. We were told there's a good possibility that the scoreboard wasn't going to be working, and that they were correct, sir, because the scoreboard is not working, but the points are working, I think. They have 6 of them up so far.
So, well, it is 8-0. I'm pretty sure we're still in the first minute of the first quarter, yes. But we're just going to have to kind of guess on the time here. And but it is, just so you know, it is with zeros on the clock. It is we are in the 8th quarter, apparently. So. Yeah. So it's 6-0. So all but 3 of those things were right.
Hayden Jorgensen is going to kick it away for Los Alamos, and he's the young man that just threw the pass. He's the kicker, but boy, the beautiful play. Hayden's going to put it into a nice kick downfield, and that's going to go well. Caught at the 2-yard line. I thought he'd let it go into the end zone, but coming back that time is Adric De Leon. And he's going to move it up to about the 20-yard line. Should have just let it go in the end zone. He caught it. He was backpedaling back to the 2-yard line, and then he pulled it in just barely in front of the goal line. And he took off to the left, but he does get it up to around the 20-yard line. Let's say I think they're going to put it down on the 19. So they're going to run out of the spread. So Espanola, who they ran out of the spread last year, their quarterback is Nate Chacon. He did a good job last year against us, but they had that receiver, Ollie fell. Nate's trying to drop back, quick pass over onto the left side, and that is incomplete. That pass intended over on the left side for Alex Chavez. But the pass was a little low, and he couldn't get a hold of it. So that'll bring it back to the 19-yard line. And no huddle offense here for Espanola. Well, they're ready to go. They want to score some points. So Nate Chacon back at quarterback in the spread position. He has one blocker back there with him. That's Chavez. He's going to drop back again. He's got plenty of time. He's going to run it now. And he gets around one Hilltopper, but he does not get he does not get around Alexander, or Alex. I'm going to call him Alex Pasulka. And he almost got hit in the back, a little ways in the backfield, but he was able to break that tackle. But Pasulka right there for Los Alamos to bring him down. And so he picks up 2 yards on the play, and that's going to make it now second down, or third down, actually. No, wait, I guess, no, they're going to say, well, they move it back to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, he did not get a good spot. Snap over his head. That's picked up by one of the Sundevils inside the 2-yard line. Boy,
Alex Chavez.
Yeah, that was Alex Chavez. Chacon in the shotgun, and that snap went 3-4 yards over his head.
Yeah, it almost went into the end zone. He probably would have been better off to let it roll in the end zone, take the safety, because they're going to be punting now out of the safe. They're going to be punting out of their own end zone, deep in their own end zone, and it's going to be Nate Chacon, the quarterback, and he's going to do the honors, but he's standing all the way to the back of the end zone.
This doesn't look like a punt formation.
No, it
here,
doesn't.
Gene.
He's not very. No, it doesn't. Now he's switching over. Now he's moved up. He looks like the spread again. Boy, that was almost blocked, but it's a very, very short kick. That's going to come down around the 20-yard line.
Wow. So,
and that, essentially, Mark, they were in a quick kick formation, which I don't understand. I mean, he was moved back, then he moved up, as like you say, when you said he's not in a punt formation. Next thing we know, it actually was nothing more than a quick kick. I mean, they almost got blocked. Now the Hilltoppers have the ball in great field position. Let's see where they're going to put that ball down, Mike. Looks like about almost the 19-yard line. Whoa.
Yeah, wow. So that is basically where the Sundevils had the ball initially after the bad snap. They're actually going to move it up to the 18.
Yeah, they picked up their loss on the punt. It's something you don't see a whole lot of.
No.
So here we go, and the Hilltoppers in that spread once again, and so Zach Stidham. So
boy, oh boy, this is an interesting formation here, Gene.
Yeah, we really do.
I'm not sure what.
Well, they're lining up. They're putting Jahorin Quintana over. He looks like he's in the slot. And let's see.
Is that Kyler Young in the backfield?
Yeah, and
number 50 and
Pete Nieto's back there and standing next to him. Yeah, Mike, you're right. That's Kyler Young. Are we on?
Wait, no. Espanola's got the ball. What happened? Was there a penalty or something?
Well,
it must have been.
Okay, Mike. Well, they ended up with a first down.
Okay, so the Sundevils got a first down somehow. I didn't see a flag. I didn't see anything happen.
Not a thing. I didn't see a fumble. I didn't see a flag. Anyway,
I have no idea what's going on here.
Well, we got major snookered. We were standing there watching the lining up the defense, and we said, "My golly, what's Kyler Young doing back there in the slot?" So, first game anyway. Nate Chacon, he's being chased. He's going to air it out. The pass is complete upfield. Breaking the tackle is Adric De Leon. And De Leon picks up a nice, he did a good job on the run as he gets it up across the 40-yard line. No, they put it down right on the 40. Nose of the ball right at the Sundevil 40-yard line. So I don't know what in the world happened, Mike.
I don't have a clue either, but in any event, that's a 19-yard pickup for the Sundevils.
Yeah, so.
And it is.
That was that.
Well, let me look at the time here, Gene, and still zeros on the clock.
Chacon going to hand it to Alex Chavez, and boy, he's racked up in the backfield. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tacklers coming in for Los Alamos, and leading the charge for the Hilltoppers that time was Matt Brusso. And I don't know if you all remember Pat Brusso. He was an outstanding lineman here for Los Alamos years ago, back in the actually graduated, I think, in 76 or 78, wherever it was. It was right around the same time my son did. That Matt is playing for him. Now, Nate Chacon drops back, and now he's able to scramble and get away from the rush and come around the left side, and he's going to pick up a little bit of yardage. So he's going to make up the loss and get it back up to the 41-yard line. So it's going to be now 3rd down and 9.
It's about a 5-yard pickup there for Chacon, and that'll bring up 3rd and long, but we still have absolutely no idea how Espanola ended up with the ball again. But
I'll have to talk to Garrett next week. The cone takes the back, dropping back. We're going to air it upfield. Complete at midfield. The ball is on the ground. Let's see what they're going to rule. Are they going to rule it was an incomplete pass, or was it a catch and a fumble?
It looked like a catch to me, and I think the Toppers end to fall on it. So turnover. No,
they're going to give that one to Espanola.
Okay, he clearly pointed. It was clearly a fumble. I couldn't quite tell, but the what is going on?
Is there some new rule we don't know about this year? They're giving the ball back to Espanola.
They clearly pointed toward Los Alamos.
It either had to be an incomplete pass or it had to be a fumble, one of the two. Or, I mean, if they rule it a completion, the only thing I can figure out is that, I don't know, they rule it a completion and then he made a football move. That must have been it.
Well, I actually thought it was a catch, and it was a nice throw, right? It found the open spot right in the middle of the field, but there was a fumble, and then they pointed to Los Alamos as we're having recovered the fumble, and then forget that.
Boy, Chacon and all the way down the field, the pass is going to be complete, all the way down to the 20-yard line of the Hilltoppers. And boy, Nate Chacon almost buried in the backfield by Nico Garcia, but he was able to get away from Nico. Nico was right there. And the next thing you know, he was able to roll around from him, and Nico was really the only one chasing him. And boy, he then unloaded a beautiful pass downfield all the way down to the 20-yard line. And the ball now is going to be the nose of the ball right at the Hilltopper 20. So Sundevils marching down the field. How, I have absolutely no idea, but that's where they are. So Chacon dropping back, rolling to his right. He's going to air it out again. This pass is complete once again on this. No, they're going to say incomplete. Right over on the sideline, it looked like he had it for a minute, but then he ended up dropping the pass, and so
that was De Leon over there on the right side. And it looked like a good pass. I just don't think De Leon can hang on to it. But boy, I tell you what, Chacon he's been under all kinds of pressure, and he's been able to get off some really nice passes under pressure.
It's a naked backfield right now. Chacon, the only one back there. They had 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Chacon's going to run it himself, and he's not going to go anywhere. I mean, absolutely nowhere. And boy, I'm telling you, Kyler Young just said nothing doing. He started to take off. It was just a direct snap back to him. He had nobody back there with him to block. Everybody was on the line, so they had the entire offensive line up there, and then they had everybody else was a receiver. And so Chacon started to go, but he didn't go anywhere. So let's see, Chacon, no gain on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down. There's a little, just a little screen pass right to the line of scrimmage, and that's as far as it goes.
Wow,
Well,
that was
I don't even know if I'd call it a screen.
I think it was supposed to be, but that was there was nothing over there but green and one receiver. That's not what a screen pass is supposed to look like.
Okay, we're going to have a timeout, Mike.
All right, so it is 4th down and long here for the Sundevils, and that doesn't mean anything, whether they pick this up or not, they'll still have the ball. So
yeah, really.
So the Sun Devils have lost the ball no less than twice on this drive, and they still have it. Okay. But you got to give it to Nate Chacon here. He is he's been able to scramble out of all kinds of trouble, and the Toppers have been bringing pressure straight down Broadway right at him. He's been able to sidestep it. And a great pass over there on the left side earlier. Big gainer, 28 yards.
Yes.
And that was all Chacon just buying time and able to find a receiver who finally got free after a good 3-4 seconds.
So they call timeout and they all go over to talk to the coach, the entire team. So, and this is 4th down, so they decide to. So they flip a coin to get to see who gets the fumble this time. But they're going to go for a field goal.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they are lining it up, and this is going to be a 35-yard field goal. And
this is not a chip shot here, James.
No, it is not. And the kicker is going to be Victor Parra. So Victor, and holding is Nate Chacon. So if we ever get the snap. So here we go, and there's the kick, and blocked by Los Alamos, and Espanola recovers, so they have 1st down again.
Yes, so Sun Devils pick up the 1st down. No, we're kidding.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That was cleanly blocked right up the middle by Los Alamos. I did not see who got the hand up, but there was plenty of Toppers around the football.
Oh yeah, he didn't have a prayer, and so
we still have 8-0 is the score here at some point to the first quarter.
Yes, somewhere.
We're pretty sure it's the first quarter still.
Yeah. So Hilltoppers start from their own 20-yard line. It comes back to Stidham. Stidham is going to take off around the left side on the option, gets it to Tika Nieto. Nieto breaks a tackle, breaks another, and he finally gets up to the 40-yard line, and finally pulling him down from behind is Emilio Baca. But, boy, I mean, Teak took off. He got hit a couple of times, and they just bounced right off of him. And Teak, a powerful runner. So they just ran the option to the left. And so this time they're going to air it out again. So they fake the hand up the middle, and then they pop it right down the middle. And the pass is complete up to Hayden Jorgensen. And Jorgensen is able to move it across the midfield all the way up to the 37, 38-yard line of Espanola. So the Hilltopper is looking really good at this point. Stidham, he's going to give it to Teak Nieto again over the right side. And Teak runs into right there waiting for him. That time was Emilio Baca and Brian Almeida. But Teak is, well, they held him to about 2 yards, which is that's pretty good when you can hold Teak Nieto to 2 yards. So quickly, Los Alamos again out of the spread. Stidham with the pass. And this one is going to be right up the middle, about 10 yards up the field. It's an incomplete pass. And that pass was intended upfield for Kenny Suazo.
Looked like just a hair behind Suazo. Had to reach back a little bit for it. Did find the opening there in the middle of the field. Just passed just a hair off for him. First incompletion for Stidham.
So 3rd and 8. Stidham going to air it out again. This long pass downfield, and this is going to be overthrown as he was trying to get it up to, was that Josh Duran?
I think that was Pasulka.
Oh, yeah, okay, to Alex Pasulka, right. So Pasulka overthrew him. So the Hilltoppers are 4th down. The Hilltoppers are moving in a hurry. Last year they took quite a while between plays, but this year they're not wasting any time. And so we're going to have a false start, or an encroachment is going to be called against Espanola. So Stidham with a hard count, and he got him. So they move it now up. That'll move it up to the 31-yard line. And now it's going to be 4th down. And let's see, about 4th and 3 for Los Alamos. So Stidham back there with Teak Nieto. No, not Teak. Zach Stidham. Yes, back there with Teak. They're going to direct snap, goes right to Teak. He comes around the right side. He's going to pick up the 1st down as he crosses the 20-yard line, the 25-yard line. And so there go the sticks. 8-0 ball game, by the way, Mike. We have no idea what the time is. The only thing we know is it's an 8-0 ball game. That's it.
Right, and we actually would not know that if we were relying on the scoreboard because it says it's 6-0.
Yes, exactly right.
So Stidham with a keeper on the left side, and he's dragged down after a short. Yeah, I don't think he picked up anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, they're going to give him a yard.
About a yard, and that's a little. Actually, that's kind of generous. I didn't think he got a yard.
No, I didn't think he did either. So they come out of that spread once again, and it's just Stidham and Teak Nieto back there. 2 receivers out on each side, and so just a quick swing pass over on the left side, and that pass is going to be complete to Alex Pasulka. Pasulka going to move it down to around, let's see, inside the 15-yard line. Let's see where they're going to drop this thing down, and they're going to put the ball right flat on the 15-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and very, very short for Los Alamos. So this one's going to go to Teak. He's going to go straight up the middle, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. But Espanola doing a good job of containing him. Is coming over to make the stop was Kyle Coffeen. So Kyle Coffeen right there. Coffeen, an outside linebacker for Espanola. And so that will now, it's a 1st down for the Hilltoppers as the ball is on the 14-yard line. So a very methodical march here for Los Alamos. Here comes a pass into the end zone, and it's a caught. I thought we might have offensive interference because the pass was caught upfield by Malachi Gutierrez, but he pushed the receiver away. I mean, he just flat pushed him away, and then he pulled in the pass. It was a clear offensive interference, but they don't call it. So Malachi gets the touchdown on the pass from Zach Stidham. So let's see what they do this time as Hayden Jorgensen back once again to kick it away. And this time he does. Nice kick. So that makes it now 15-0. Hey, and there goes the scoreboard. Scoreboard was able to get it up to 15.
All right.
Well, you can understand first game of the season, the scoreboard wouldn't be working.
Yeah, it's not like they had any turnaround between the last time they used it, so makes sense.
Anyway, so the Hilltoppers go up by 15, and from the position of the players on the field, we would say it's still the first quarter.
We have no reason to believe the first quarter is over yet.
Not yet. That's
pretty much all we can tell you. But back to the touchdown, nice fade route over there on the right side from Stidham. But yeah, I agree. There was a clear push from Malachi. It was right in front of the official too, but they let it go, and that's good for 12-yard touchdown, 15-0 in favor of Los Alamos.
Here, Jorgensen, Hayden kicking off, and this one's going to line drive, and that's going to zing into the end zone.
And we have a pre-kick penalty, and they're going to say I think the Toppers got an early leap there. That will cost them 5 yards.
And let's see, okay, yeah, that'll move it back to the 35-yard line, and they will kick from there. And first they had to retrieve the football, which, it zinged through the end zone and then some, all the way back to the fence on the other side of the track. boy, I mean, he had some meat behind that, and so it's going to come. Now he'll kick off from the 35-yard line, and so Hayden, 5'10", 145-pound junior, and he kicks it away. This pass is going to go out of bounds. This kick's going to go out of bounds. So that's going to give Espanola pretty good field position, as they can take it at the 35 if they want, or they can make the Hilltoppers kick over, which they don't. So they'll put it at let's see, not the 35. Let's see, they should put it on the 40.
Yeah,
right?
It should be on the 40 because it was kicked off from the 35.
35,
so
right.
That is correct. Let's see what
yes, and
let's
so
see if that's in fact what happens. No, they're going to put it on the 35.
No, that's not right.
That is not right.
No, it should be on the 40. And
let's see if anybody corrects that. No, they do
nope.
not. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's just tough luck for you.
Yeah, really. Thank you for the penalty. Now what are we doing?
Are they going to put?
Now they're
put it in the middle of the field. Will they?
Unless they're going to put it on the right hash mark. That's what.
Oh, there they go.
I guess that's where they want it. And it's interesting. I see. Yeah, so the umpire drops it down, and so we're ready to go. And the ball at the 35-yard line. Quick pass. Or on the right side. That's complete, coming down the right sideline. Boy, nice move and a nice catch by Adric De Leon. And Adric just takes over. He got bumped a couple of times. I don't know how he stayed in bounds, but he did. And he was able to get it up to the Hilltoppers, up to the 49-yard line of the Sundevils. So they are 1 yard short of Hilltopper territory. And we're still in the first quarter, 15-0, no scoreboard for this ball game. So Nate Chacon with Alex Chavez back there with him. And Alex moving around a lot. Now they're going to give it to Alex, and he's not going to go anywhere. And Alex is not very big. Donovan Allen comes in. Donovan is 5'10", 228, and Alex, he's not a very big guy. He's a 5'7", 147. So he was a little outmatched on that one. But it was one of those Mike where he was just back there with Chacon. They just handed him the ball, and okay, you go. You're on your own. Chacon, here goes way downfield, and this one is going to be overthrown, intended for Adric De Leon. Way down the right sideline.
That was Jorgensen on the coverage. He had him, played him very well toward the sideline. Really no place for De Leon to go, and really no place for the football to drop in there where he might be able to catch it. So nice coverage there over on the right side. Is it really still the first quarter? This is a long first quarter.
And so Nate Chacon back, and he's a sandwich from two sides. I mean, coming in from the right side for the Hilltoppers. At the time it was Matt Brusso, and then coming in from the left side was Seth Yost, and the two of them, they just both converged at the same time. They both hit him at the same time. But it's funny that you say that, Mike, because I was just going to say this is the longest first quarter I've ever seen without a scoreboard. I mean, this fourth quarter has taken forever. What time is it?
It's 7:30. This is a 30-minute quarter. That can't be right.
No. And we have a timeout taken by Los Alamos?
I believe so.
Okay.
And
we need a rest.
Yeah, since we didn't get a quarter break, so there is no way it is 12 minutes has not elapsed yet.
Exactly. It's just amazing, and we haven't had that many drop passes or anything. And but the one thing, Mike, is we have last year we broadcast on the Junior Daily Post, on the Los Alamos Daily Post YouTube channel, and thanks to Carol Clark and And then, of course, Nate Stidham and John McHale, all of them, and Charlene McHale for the great crew that we have. But we had to hit the fire department and the police department last year were our sponsors. And we've got, what did they say? 6 sponsors now. So we're building it up here, Mike. You have 2 Cracker Jack announcers. What do you expect?
That's right. We really make the game, Gene.
Okay. So here we go. 4th down and forever. There's a little swing pass out to the left side, and that's going to go for about 5 yards. And the ball carrier, Alex Chavez, and so the pass is complete, and they get it up to the 44-yard line, and that's going to bring up first down for Los Alamos.
Yeah, it should be turnover on down, but you know what? Until I actually see them snap it, I'm not going to be convinced that we have the ball.
And
I think they're going to call the end of the quarter.
Yeah, they might. They act like that's what they're doing. So
a 32-minute quarter.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Holy moly.
So did they give us a list of the sponsors? They said
we were supposed to get one, and I don't have it in front of me, unfortunately. But we'll try to get that for you. But we do absolutely 100% appreciate our sponsors. And wow, that is so cool. We go from the fire department, the police department, and now half a dozen sponsors. Just that is really awesome that we have that kind of support here for our local sports teams, and it's really, really great to see.
Yeah, and then of course, only in Los Alamos you have a commercial from the fire department, a public notice thing. But anyway, it's be bear aware. So not very many people are going to come out and have a commercial that tell you to don't feed the bears. For golly, I mean, and unless you want to be part of their meal. So they turn it over to Los Alamos. It's 1st and 10 for Los Alamos from the 45-yard line of Espanola. And a quick pass over on the left side is complete. No, it's not complete. Hit the ground, intended for this time for Hayden Jorgensen. And little low. And he scooped it off the ground, but
well, one of the Sundevils came in from the right side and was right there in the passing lane. He may have gotten a piece of that, Jane.
Yeah, that could be. So the ball comes back now down to the 44-yard line of the Sundevils. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for Los Alamos. And in motion we have, and they fake let's go see. Well, we have flags flying everywhere. Let's see what they're going to come up with here.
Yeah, there was some funny movement back there in the topper backfield, so it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Yeah, illegal procedure is a good call against Los Alamos. That'll move it back to the 49. That's going to make it now 2nd and 15 for the Hilltoppers as they line up in that spread formation, and they've got three wide receivers this time. Stidham, like I say, lanky kid, 6 feet tall, and so
another pre-snap penalty here. I think that's going to go back. That's going to go to the Sundevils.
Encroachment against it.
Yeah, that was Emilio Baca jumping on the right side. He was the gentleman, as a matter of fact, that got in the backfield and forced the incompletion on 1st down. So
they get the 5 yards back, and so here we go again. Stidham fakes it to Teak. Long pass downfield, wide open. Does he pull it in? Yes, he does. Wow, a beautiful catch down there by Malachi Gutierrez. As he got a couple of steps behind his defender, and Zach Stidham put it right on the money. And so the Hilltoppers move it all the way down. Where are they going to spot that thing? It's down close to around the 15-yard line. Let's see if I can pick that up. It's a 14, I do believe. And yeah, it's a 14-yard line. 1st and 10 for Los Alamos.
34-yard completion from Stidham to Malachi.
And it's going to go now to Stidham. Pitch out over on the side to Teak. Teak Nieto breaks 2 tackles and walks into the end zone. So Teak Nieto gets a little short pass over on the right side and about 4 or 5 yards up the field. And then Teak did it all by himself after that, as he just kind of waltzed into the end zone. So good job that time for the Hilltoppers as they move it down. But what set that up, Mike, was that 34-yard pass. Beautiful pass from Stidham down to Malachi Gutierrez. Perfect pass and a great catch by Malachi.
Yeah, excellent touch there by Stidham. Put it right where it needed to be, and then Malachi Gutierrez pulling it in, and down goes the scoreboard.
Yeah, so here comes So Hayden Jorgensen once again. We'll see. Is he going to kick it, or are they going to have another fake? Nope, he's going to kick this one. Boy, I mean, it's a good thing that bar wasn't a little higher. I mean,
yeah, it's 10 feet off the ground. If that was 11 feet off the ground, I'm not sure he makes that.
I mean, he line drived it right over the top of the bar. So that's going to make it now 22, if I can believe the scoreboard. Yes.
That is correct, 22-0. But Gene, that extra point, the prettiest extra point that has ever been kicked, count exactly the same.
That's right, exactly. Doesn't matter. Even if you bang it off of one of the posts, same thing.
So 22-0 here early in this. I think early in the second quarter.
Oh yeah, I think that is right.
So Toppers have been very impressive so far on offense.
Yeah, they have. Beautiful, beautiful night for football. And we want to thank our sponsors. I wish they were supposed to give us a list. And then, of course, a lot of the first game stuff, but we'll get all that stuff worked out. Nice kick, going to come down, taking it to the 1 yard line once again, and coming straight, and then trying to come over onto the right side. And he just runs into a wave. I mean, a sea of green. And so I think he might be thinking twice, Alex Chavez, about that one. I don't understand why they just don't let it go in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, he was right there. I think he had his heel on the goal line. Just let that go at that point. Especially, if your special teams has not been ironed out yet, which it appears is the case for the Sundevils, just let it go and take what you can get.
Alex is 5'7", 147 pounds. And then, okay, Alex, you're on your own. Well, they got an interesting lineup here. It's a spread. The ball it's a low snap, and it gets away from Nate Chacon. Alex Chavez picks it up. We have a late hit by Los Alamos.
Yeah, it's going to cost Los Alamos.
Are they going to did they throw the flag?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, that is a correct call. That was Chavez was on the ground and he got belted late. So
yes,
that
will
cost the Toppers 15 yards.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious. 15-yard penalty after. Actually, what happened is they lined up, and they've been lining up with either a naked backfield or they have Chacon back there with somebody like Alex Chavez. Now they're lining up with 2 blocking backs. So there's 2 tailbacks back there with him. And last time the pass was low, one of the tailbacks picked it up. Chacon has it. He's going to pitch it back out on the option, coming around the left side and pick up 3 or 4 yards. And that ball carrier was Alex Chavez. And coming off the bottom of the pile that time for Los Alamos is Teak Nieto and Malachi Gutierrez.
Boy, Chavez has not gotten the ball in very good position against the Topper defense. He had 3-4 guys right in his face when he got the pitch. I'm actually surprised he got as much yardage out of it as he did.
Yeah, he's going to need to hit the whirlpool after this ball game. So once again, they have that same lineup in the back, and they're going to hand it this time. And, well, it's just nothing fancy. They just had Alex Chavez line up to his left, and then he just turned around, shoved an inside handoff into his gut, and then Alex just run right into the line of scrimmage, and the line of scrimmage was nothing but a sea of, once again, a sea of green.
Kyler Young right there. Young's been all over the field so far in this first half, and Matthew Brousseau also in on the tackle there. So minimal gain there for Chavez. And yeah, he's taking a licking so far.
Boy, has he ever. Chacon dropping back. He rolls to his right. The pass is going to be caught upfield, and that's pretty close to a first down. As a nice, and the pass is up to Adric De Leon. And so De Leon is, well, this would be interesting, Mike. It's fourth down and about 2, maybe 1.5. And so what do you think? I'm not sure what the what the Espanola coaching staff is going to think of this one. But
well, this is makeable. And I got to tell you, I don't think De Leon got a very good spot out of that.
No, he did not. He was pretty close. Chacon on a quarterback draw, and he picks up the first down.
Yeah, gets that one handily, and Chacon with a delay. Boy, we've seen the Sundevils run that play a couple of times. Chacon has had no blocking up front on that play. Not one guy.
Nothing. And finally, Wes Fraser runs him out of bounds for Los Alamos, but he gets it up to on fourth down, and he gets it up to the 46-yard line. Chacon, a superior athlete, a nice pass up the middle, and boy, that is complete. And I do see that was, I do believe, Kevin Coffeen. Yeah, so Coffeen pulls it in, and boy, I mean, it was a beautiful pass. It was right smack up the middle as Coffeen running a slant route. So he came over from the left side. Whoop!
Oh,
here we go.
I think they're going to call a hold in the backfield.
Oh, bummer. Oh, a beautiful play like that. You know, pick up the flag.
That was a heck of a throw there by Chacon in traffic, and he threaded the needle right to Coffeen, who made a couple of nice moves on there as well.
Yes, he certainly did.
But that is all for naught. That was a huge penalty.
That cost them big time. So 10 yards back and the hole carrying in the backfield. Chacon tried to get a little screen pass off over on actually it was a sideline screen, and that was intended for De Leon, for J.C. Fordham. That Fordham couldn't hang on. So where are we, Mike? We're at
it should be second and long. You're second and about that looks like more than 20. It looks like about
5, 10, right around 20 yards. Going all day back there. Now he's being chased out of the pocket. Now he's going to bring it upfield, and he completes it up across the 45-yard line of the Hilltoppers. Boy, I mean, he did a fantastic job. And
we haven't heard Sun Devil down there. Is that Chacon?
If it is Chacon there, and
they'll be in a world of hurt if that's him.
No, it's not.
No, it is not.
Not Chacon. No, looks like Alex Chavez. No, wait. Oh, De Leon. It's Jack Purdy. And we haven't really seen much of Jack so far on the offense.
He's up and leaving the field under his own power, and that's good to see.
And where are they going to spot? I don't understand what they're doing. They haven't moved the down marker yet, or have they? Oh,
yeah, they have. Wow,
oh, there
big gainer. That's going to go for close to 17 there.
Yes, it is.
And again, nice throw by Chacon.
Yeah, they get it all the way down to it was second down and 20, and they got it all the way down to the 39-yard line. So they pick up about 17 yards, as Mike says. So Chacon still back there, rolling to his left, going to throw back to his right. Nice pass. That one completed to Adric De Leon. And, you know, Chacon drove us crazy last year. Of course, he had Ollie Fell at like a 6'6", 240-pound tight end. That became their entire second half offense. Poor Ollie, he'd come out of the ball game after their series and lay down on a training table.
Oh yeah, he was cramping like crazy,
Yes.
and okay, well, you got 2 plays to recover, buddy. So
All by himself back there, finally, and so he finally just airs it out at the last second. But he had all kinds of time. He could not find an open receiver. Good coverage downfield by Los Alamos, and Chacon was, and he really only had one tail topper chasing him. So he finally tried to just bail toward the sideline, and when he got to the sideline, he just unloaded it. Actually threw it out of bounds downfield, but so right now, Mike, that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
A great job back there by the topper secondary. That's hard to cover a guy for that long.
Yes, it's certainly.
And yeah, Chacon just had nowhere to throw.
Alex Chavez back with Chacon. Chacon rolling to his right. He's going to bring it upfield, and that was complete up to Kevin Coffeen. So Kevin Coffeen pulls it in, but about a 5-yard gain or so. And so I'd say, well, it's going to be a long 5. The ball right now is sitting at the Hilltopper 29-yard line. So Espanola on the move again. They've been moving the ball, but God, they've just had so much adversity here. And Chacon wide open on the left sideline, J.C. Fordham. And Fordham starts to go upfield, but boy, then I mean, he is hit hard by Teak Nieto.
He's right at the stick. Let's see where they called it. They're going to call him about half a yard short.
Whoa. 4th down.
Well, I think it's safe to say we were in 4-down territory here for the Sundevils.
Yes. So here we go. 4th down and a half a yard for Nate Chacon. And he's going to air it out. Now he's going to try to run it around. He's going to pick up the 1st down. We have a flag. Let's see what the flag is going to be. But Chacon does pick up the 1st down as he picks up about 3 yards. But is there going to be a hold?
There's a big penalty here.
Yep.
It will be a hold.
That's what it is.
And that was if it occurred where the flag was, that was way behind Chacon.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was a good 10, 15 yards from where he ended up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I understand when you have these holds like that, and they, you hold the guy, and it doesn't make any difference on the runner, but you end up with a 10-yard penalty. So 4th down again, and this time Mike is going to be 4th and about 7 for the Sundevils, and the ball
was that a 5-yard hold?
So the ball is sitting right now about the 31-yard line. Chacon under pressure, and he just dumps it away. He didn't have any choice. He was trying to get it to Adric De Leon, but absolutely no chance. So that'll turn it over to the Toppers as we are somewhere here in the 2nd quarter.
Yep, so
somewhere.
It is time on the clock is 7:49. That's the time of day. We have absolutely no idea how much time's left in the half.
So anyway, it'll be Hilltopper ball. The ball is at the 31-yard line. Is that where did they put that thing down? Oh, there it is.
Yep, 31.
31. The Hilltoppers are a little discombobulated at the moment, trying to get the play off. They don't have a play out onto the field yet.
No, they don't. Stidham has no idea what he's supposed to do.
They're going to have to take a timeout.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. There was some communication issue there. And yeah, Stidham had no clue what he was supposed to run.
Yeah, and they've been getting the plays in pretty fast. Well, much faster than previous years when we were in a no huddle.
Boy, how many delay of games did we take last year?
Oh, I know.
It was easily 15. It might have been more than that.
Oh, yes. To wait forever to get. Well, what they used to do is they'd have no huddle, but then the quarterback would run over toward the sideline, and then he'd get the signal, and then he'd have to run back and then holler at everybody in the line. Of the rest of the team just stayed in formation. But they've been doing a good job so far this year with that. And one thing let's see, I think we've seen one false start against Los Alamos. We usually have about 6 in the first quarter on the first game. Stidham in trouble, but he's able to get it away. Pass upfield is complete, and this one is complete up to Malachi Gutierrez, and Gutierrez catches it as Stidham was under a lot of pressure, pops the ball all the way up inside the 40-yard line, and he had one tackler for Espanola. Did you see the number on the Espanola tackler?
No, I did not.
And he was it, and Malachi was trying to get away from him, and he just grabbed Malachi's leg, and he wouldn't let go. Coming around the right side on just a simple sweep to the side. I mean, nothing fancy about that one. That was Hayden Jorgensen. Nothing fancy at all. Just here, Hayden. Head for the right sideline. So Stidham looks to his left, and then just a short pass to the line of scrimmage. And Espanola all over that one. And the pass was complete up to Malachi Gutierrez. But Kyle Caffeine right there for Espanola to bring him down. So just a short gain on the play, for they really didn't gain anything on the run that time by Jorgensen. And so right now it's going to be about 2nd down and a long 8 for Los Alamos. Stidham is going to run it himself, still going. He's finally pulled down from behind by Luke Archuleta. The Luke Archuleta, the junior, is able to come in and grab a hold of him. And let's see where they're going to mark this down. They're going to give him a first down. I didn't think he made a first down.
I didn't think he was particularly close to a first down.
No, he got it up to the 19, and the Hilltoppers in that no huddle offense once again. So, yeah, they're going to. Well, once again, we had Nico Garcia back there. Teak Nieto was not back at the tailback position with him, but Nico Garcia was. And Mike just let the inside handoff and straight up the middle, and maybe a yard if they were lucky. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 9 for the Hilltoppers. So Stidham in the backfield. He's going to air it out in a hurry this time. He didn't waste any time. And I lost it down over there. Everything in the world's in front of me in this press booth. So,
well,
anyway.
Pass intended there for Jorgensen. Jorgensen looked like, I think him and Stidham were not quite on the same page, because it looked like Jorgensen was going for the corner, and the ball kind of sailed on him. So,
yeah, Stidham, he didn't waste any time getting rid of that ball. I mean, like right now.
Did have a little bit of pressure coming from straight up the middle. The Sundevils have been able to get some pressure. Oh, hit.
Yes.
There was a hit on Stidham, and the ball comes loose. The Sundevils fell on it.
Yeah.
That didn't look like a fumble to me. That looked like I thought his arm was coming forward.
So did I. It looked like his arm was coming forward, and the ball got hit. He got hit, and the ball got hit. But I think they're going to give it to Espanola.
Well, I thought they were discussing it. They are not discussing it. But Stidham took a whack in there, but I thought he had his arm coming forward.
Yeah, he sure did. There wasn't any question about that. But they turn it over to Espanola. So Espanola now has 1st down, and the ball, let's see, is at about the 21-yard line of Espanola. And here we go for everything. Long pass downfield. Wow.
Oh, he caught it.
Holy
unbelievable.
Mackerel. Nate Chacon just went back, and he just unleashed that thing. And that pass being pulled in downfield down there. Let's see. And did you see who got that?
I thought that was Victor Pata that caught it.
Yeah. Well, I thought I don't know. I thought maybe it was Michael Maestas, but I don't know. But anyway, boy, I mean, he let that pass go. Chacon comes over on the right side, and this pass is actually going to be thrown behind the line of scrimmage. And so, and then that was to Adric De Leon. So Adric's been one of his favorite receivers, but that long pass wasn't to one of his favorite receivers. I'm not sure which one it was, and unfortunately, it's all the way on the other side of the field. And
that was a heck of a throw by Chacon, and that was a nice catch too on that side. We're not 100% sure who pulled it down, but boy, Chacon just let that one fly.
Well, it's either a timeout or the half.
I think it was a timeout. Well,
okay.
I guess we do not know that for sure.
22-0 is the score, by the way. Sorry, we haven't been bringing you up on date on the score, but the scoreboard sits there, and the only valid number on this, well, they all zeros, but the only really valid number on the scoreboard is points, 22 points for the Hilltoppers. But Espanola, they've moved the ball. They really have. And they've had good opportunities to get that ball into the end zone. They did try one field goal, which was blocked by Los Alamos. So, second down. And that pass, like I say, went behind the line of scrimmage. So it's about second down and 14 or 15. So they had a big loss on that particular play. Chacon rolls back. He's under a lot of pressure, rolls to the side. He's hit as he throws it. And
pass incomplete. We do have a marker down right at the 45-yard line.
Pass intended for Kevin Coffeen. Marker at the 45. I wonder if they're going
to call the Sundevils with a low block.
Oh, okay.
Right at the line of scrimmage. That was a big penalty.
Yep.
With I was going to say this late in the second quarter. I don't know if that's true. I think it is, because this one's about as long as the first quarter.
Oh my God, where are they? They're on the 40-yard line.
Wow.
They're on the 40, and they have to get to the Hilltopper 30. So that's 30 yards. Anyway, so Chacon has his work cut out for him now. He's going to keep it. So he takes a step back, looks upfield, decides to carry it himself right up the middle, and hit there and dropped for the Hilltoppers by Teak Nieto. And so they
I don't know what's going on here.
It looks like another timeout where they keep trying to. Is the clock running down?
So I think that was called by the Sun. Well, you know what? I don't know who called it. So it would not behoove the Sundevils to call a timeout on 3rd and 27.
Yes,
late in the quarter. That might have been the Toppers that took that.
I would think maybe, like I say, depending on what the time factor is, maybe the Hilltoppers want to get the ball back. And so
just based on the way the Sundevils were moving earlier in this drive, you would think there was not much time left.
No,
but we're just, we're having to play Sherlock Holmes in terms of how much time's actually left. So we're at the 8 o'clock hour now. This is an hour-old half.
Yeah. Chacon right up the middle on the slant pattern, and that one is incomplete as he was trying to get it to Kevin Coffeen coming over from the left side on the slant, incomplete pass. So now it's going to be 4th and forever for the Sundevils.
And I think, well,
they've got about fourth. I think it's fourth and about, let me see here, about 26, I do believe.
Yeah, about 26, 27 yards. So looks like they're going to punt. And
first punt of the ball game for Espanola.
Short punt, and that's caught by one of the toppers right at the 45-yard line, and he falls forward to midfield. Who was that?
Hayden Jorgensen.
And Jorgensen, but ball came right to him, and he was not that far downfield.
No,
so.
he wasn't. No. I mean, he probably kicked that ball from probably the 35-yard line or so. And
you know what, Chacon can throw it further than that. Just have him air it out and see what happens.
Yeah, really.
If that's all you're going to get out of the punt.
So here go the Hilltoppers, first and 10.
12 yards.
And a long pass wide open down the field with Malachi Gutierrez, or was that Kenny? Can't tell. And the pass, though, he can't pull in the pass. That was Malachi Gutierrez. And then Hayden Jorgensen was wide open in the middle of the field.
He was all by himself.
Yes. He was 15, 20 yards down the field. Not a soul even close to him. So now that's going to bring up second down and 10 for Los Alamos. Stidham starts to look up. He's in trouble. He finally does get it away, but all he did was just heave it upfield to avoid the sack. That's all. He didn't have a prayer to do anything else. And my heaven, there is the second half. The first half comes to a close, and it's a 22-0 ball game. We're going to send it back to Charlene McHale, and she's going to let you know all about our Daily Post sponsors.
Hi there, my name is Kristen O'Hara, and I'm the Director of Interpretation at Pajarito Environmental Education Center. We are the nonprofit that runs the Los Alamos Nature Center. Bears are active in Los Alamos during spring, summer, and fall. New Mexico Game and Fish recommend the following 6 bear-wise basics to keep you and our bears safe. Do not feed or approach bears. Whether it's unintentional or intentional, feeding black bear in our community is incentivizing them to come into our residential neighborhoods for food. And we do not want to do that. They are wild animals. They're equipped for finding food themselves. Our people food is not the best thing for them. As far as approaching bears in the wild, it is best to stay away from black bear. If a black bear hasn't seen you and you happen to see one across the street from you, take a moment to have that beautiful experience, but do not approach a black bear. Make sure to secure your garbage cans and recycling. Bears have a very keen sense of smell and can rip open garbage cans very easily, so having them secured with some sort of bungee cord or something to keep the lids down is the best way to keep our bears in our community safe. Remove bird feeders during prime active bear times. Black bears in Los Alamos are active anywhere between the very end of April, May to the middle of November. So during those times, anything we can do to keep our bears safe by not giving them food is better for bears and better for us. So at night, for instance, at the Nature Center, we take down the bird feeders that we have outside and put them back up in the morning. So that is something you can do. But if you do have a bear at your house that has eaten from your feeders, make sure to take your feeders down for a length of time around 2 weeks, so the bear does not acclimatize to coming to your house for food. Do not leave your pet food outside. If you happen to feed your animals outdoors, put your food bowls out there, make sure your animals have your fill, but make sure you bring them in after your animal is done eating. That'll, again, keep the bears safe. Clean and store your grills. That means cleaning your grills thoroughly, removing all fat and food that could have dropped in the base of the grill, and then storing it in an inaccessible place, so a place the bears cannot get to, like a garage or even inside your house, if that's a possibility. I know not everybody has a garage, but just keeping in mind a good place to store a grill that is away from that can be away from bears accessing it. And I guess our last bear safety tip is to tell your neighbors, communicate with your neighbors and your friends about bears that have been spotted in the area, or these safety tips that you've learned here today. The more knowledge we can give to our neighbors and our friends, the better, and it will keep our bear neighbors and our human neighbors as safe as possible. Good luck, toppers, on your season.
Well, it's great to see Topper sports season kicking off again. I'm Troy Hughes. I'm the fire chief here in Los Alamos. And we're glad to see COVID kind of waning and people getting back to their normal activities. One of the things that hurt us during this time period was our lack of people. So we need recruits. We need cadets to come to work for Los Alamos Fire Department. It's a great career, very rewarding, good pay, good benefits, great retirement. You get to work out and maintain your Topper strength. So we're hoping that a few good people will come to work for us in the next year, and we hope that the Toppers win, so go Toppers.
Hello, I'm Deputy Chief Oliver Morris of the Los Alamos Police Department, and I just want to take a few moments of your time to talk about some safety initiatives that we want to bring forth to the community as the 2022-2023 school year starts in Los Alamos. School is right around the corner, and we want to remind parents and students to make sure that you leave enough time to get to school on time so we're not rushing. As you can see behind me, all school zones are 15 miles an hour when students are going to school, even if they're not present. So let's slow down and just make sure our students are safe. Secondly, I want to remind us that when the buses are stopped and their stop signs and lights are activated, we want traffic to stop in both directions to allow time for students to cross the street to keep them safe. The other thing I want to talk about is our school campuses. It's important to remember that during school, campuses are closed to the general public, as well as the playgrounds and facilities, while school is in session. This also includes Sullivan Field and the Sullivan Field parking lot. We want to make sure that school is meant for just school hours and school staff. Please check in with the staff regularly if you're going to be planning on visiting our campuses. We have a long history at Los Alamos to have amazing school resource officers. These officers are there to provide an atmosphere of safety and security for our students and faculty, but they're also there to foster positive relationships with students. So we use our school resource officers just to ensure that everything is safe in our schools. The other thing I'd like to direct our community to is on the losalamos.schools.net website. If you click on the safety and wellness section, you will see that there's the See Something, Say Something app. This app is a great tool to report anything that has to do with safety, whether it's bullying or whether it's a suspicious person on campus or anything you think is safety related for our schools. Please use this app to report any suspicious behavior so that we can work in concert with the Los Alamos Public Schools to make sure everyone is safe. And that's the final message that I have for you today. And I just want to make sure that we have a safe and fun school year, and go Toppers.
Greetings, Hilltoppers. I'm Brian DeAndrea of TechSource Incorporated. We are a science and engineering consultancy headquartered in Los Alamos, and for over 20 years have been providing the hard-won knowledge and skills from this community to organizations around the nation. It is our pleasure to support Los Alamos and Hilltopper sports. Good luck and have fun. Go Hilltoppers!
Join the University of New Mexico Los Alamos for the exceptional education. Join us for the small class sizes. Join us for the quality faculty and staff who are dedicated to your success. Whatever your reason for joining us, start here, go anywhere. Go Hilltoppers!
We understand the challenge of explaining to kids that money doesn't grow on trees. At Los Alamos Schools Credit Union, we have all of the tools you need for your kids to learn good financial habits. We offer a free student checking account with debit card, 24/7 online banking, and great member service to help you and your family's finances stay on track. And right now, we're offering a back-to-school bonus deposit with every new student checking account open before October 1st. Grow with us at Los Alamos Schools Credit Union for people, not profit.
Well, we're back here at the Sullivan Field, and want to thank the fine sponsors that you just heard from, sponsoring this Daily Post broadcast. I want to thank Carol Clark and everybody involved in all of this. That we, after the demise of KRSN, we thought Hilltopper Sports broadcasts were done, but Nate anyway, so Nate Braddock and John McHale all got together and figured everything out. So we and here we are. So and now we have a number of sponsors this year, which is nice. And we have received a text from Charlene McHale, and she sent it to Mike with the names of the sponsors. So at some point we'll be able to repeat those to you. You just heard all the commercials, so we won't bother to repeat that right now. But right now the score is 22-0 in favor of the Hilltoppers. It's been quite a show. Nate Chacon, the quarterback for Espanola, we knew from last year that he was a very good quarterback and a very good athlete, and he's put on quite a show here. But it's just been one of those situations where Espanola will pick up. They had that one pass, that unbelievably beautiful pass, and they got called back for a hold. And so that's the kind of thing that's been killing them. But the Hilltoppers scored on the very, very first play of the ball game, and as they sent Kenny Swazo on a little short pass down the left sideline. But all of those stats and all that kind of stuff, my good buddy Mike has got all of that, and so he will tell us all about what happened in that first half. As all we know is it's 22-0.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're not even sure we're still in halftime anymore. The game might already be over. We don't even know.
It may be.
We don't even know, but
the crowd doesn't know either.
Well, we'll tell you as soon as we figure it out. This has been quite the first game for everybody involved here. But I tell you what, Gene, this is the debut of Zach Stidham under center, and he has been very, very impressive in this first half. Stidham, like Gene said, 56-yard touchdown, first play from scrimmage from Stidham to Kenny Suazo on just a pretty basic swing pass, but Suazo was all by himself and scooted into the end zone. Stidham also had a touchdown earlier on a fade route or later on a fade route in the first quarter to Malachi Gutierrez. That one good for 12 yards. So 22-0 in favor of the Toppers. 7 completions in 12 attempts for Stidham, 162 yards. Whoa. So nice first half there for Stidham. Did lose a fumble late in the second quarter that did not come back to haunt Los Alamos, however. But nice start for Stidham. And for Teague Nieto, 4 rushes, only 4 carries. We had 44 yards out of it, including a 15-yard touchdown. That was in the second quarter. Broke a couple of tackles. Has been played. Looks like at least on offense, been played a little sparingly since the Toppers went up by 3 touchdowns. So for the Toppers in that first half, Gene, they rolled up 216 yards of offense. So a very impressive start for Los Alamos. For the Sundevils, like you said, Gene, it's been kind of 2 steps forward, a step and a half back for the Sundevils. But they have a very impressive quarterback as well. That's Nate Chacon. He's dropped back 20 times. He's connected on 13 of those passes for 157 yards. Had a couple of really long ones. Had a late first half 41-yarder just down the right sideline. Beautiful, beautiful throw. Unfortunately, we couldn't tell who caught it. Yeah. But it was a wonderful throw by Chacon, and Chacon has been under all kinds of pressure. The Toppers are getting a lot of pressure, really right down Broadway, right with the defense. Zach Schwarzkopf has been in the mix a little bit, and Kyler Young, the linebacker, is really giving Chacon a lot of pressure, especially coming from the Will linebacker spot, which that stands for weak, doesn't it? I can never remember what exactly Will stands for. I think it's a weak side.
Yeah, it's weak side, inside line. Weaks. I think it's weak side inside linebacker. I think.
And then there's the Mike linebacker. Don't ask me what that means.
I have no idea what Mike is, except that Mike is supposed to be the quarterback of the defense, essentially.
All right. So, but Kyler Young having himself quite the ball game. He's given all kinds of pressure to Chacon. Chacon has been able to sidestep most of it, has not been dropped for a sack, but 157 yards on 13 completions for Nate Chacon, and hit a couple of, like I said, a couple of big passes, but the Sun Devil running game has just gone absolutely nowhere. Toppers have been all over it, and Alex Chavez he's trying to get something to go. Boy, that guy is just taking a beating in this ball game. Unfortunately,
he really has.
He's had absolutely no blocking whatsoever, and then he made the unfortunate decision to grab a kickoff that was going to go into the end zone. It just absolutely got buried.
Yes, he did.
So I don't think he'll be making that mistake again. But as the teams come back on the field, 22-0 in favor of Los Alamos, and the Sun Devils should get the ball here to start this second quarter. But just Sun Devils have shown some ability to move the ball, Gene. Just have not been able to do it as consistently, probably, as they would like.
Hayden Jorgensen will kick off to start this second half. And he's going to boom it down. And that one's going to be caught right inside the 5-yard line again. And not going anywhere that time, just about 10 yards or so up the field. And I'm not sure who the receiver was back there. It might have been Jack Purdy, but anyway.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was Chavez.
No, I don't think it was either.
I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah. So Alex Chavez is in there. He's back there as one of the tailbacks, and then one of the blocking backs is Jack Purdy. And so Chacon out of that spread, and it's going to inside handoff goes to Chavez. And Alex, I mean, I'd like to tell you who was on a tackle, but I think it'd be easier if I told you who was not in on that tackle.
Yeah, the Toppers were all over it. Chavez did pick up a couple.
He must have had 8 guys tackle him. Oh, my God. Poor Alex. He's being killed out there. So, but he's a game little guy out there, I tell you. Not very big, but so it's going to be second down, and they picked up about 2 yards on that play. So Chacon and and this time and Alex has been lining up onto the left side of Chacon. This time he lined up on the right side, just ran right in front of him. That's all he did. He just ran in front of him, and Matt shoved the ball in his gut, and as soon as he caught the ball, there were 3 or 4 Hilltoppers right there. I mean, so he loses yardage. He lost about 4 or 5 yards. So it's going to be now third down and a long 12. So Chacon, this pass is no, it's not complete.
Right on the money, intended for Caffeine. That hit him right in the numbers. That is the worst place you can hit a receiver, Gene.
Yeah, and there's a flag.
We'll see what that is. That looks like they're pointing toward Espanola.
Yeah,
and has been waved off. Probably the right move there by the Los Alamos. So,
like a personal foul. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's a personal foul and a low block. But Los Alamos declines, of course, because that's going to make it fourth down now it should be fourth down, right?
Fourth down.
Yes,
yeah, it is fourth down. Okay.
So back in punt formation. We have a different kicker this time. This time the kick is going to come up short. Well, actually, it's going to come down right around midfield.
Took a favorable Sun Devil bounce. They're going to mark that at the 43-yard line. So actually not a bad punt.
No, it wasn't. Well, Chacon tried the first punt, and that was a disaster. So
if they had counted his punt as yardage, they would not have made a first down that first.
No. So Stidham passes complete to Kenny Suazo. Suazo breaks a tackle, breaks another. Wow. It goes down that right sideline. He finally pulled down from behind by Kyle Caffeine. But boy, I'm telling you, Kenny caught that the same play essentially that they started the game with, except that it was the first pass touchdown was to the left side. This is to the right side. And Kenny, he broke about 3 tackles before Caffeine was able to finally bring him down. So Zach wide open down the field is Malachi Gutierrez, touchdown. And nobody back there. They had one receiver back there trying to keep up with Kenny. And that was Kevin Caffeine, but he had no prayer. And that pass from Stidham couldn't have been any better. Talk about on the money. It was absolutely perfect.
Yep, right. It dropped right into the bread basket, and it just a great decision too. He got the deep route he wanted, one-on-one coverage, dropped it right in the bucket, and Gutierrez able to scoot out and score 44 yards, and the extra point, plenty good. That's gonna make it 29-0, Gene.
Yeah, Hayden Jorgensen, that's when he really puts through. But it was interesting too, Mike, that Hayden's been their kicker. He kicks off, and he also, he's their main kicker. But it was interesting too that the very, very first touchdown for Los Alamos made, they lined up in, in point after formation, and they had a player down to be the holder, and Hayden standing up. It was just a direct snap to Hayden, and then he just laid it over into the right corner of the end zone for 2 points. So that was pretty impressive. It's the way to start. So Hayden once again will kick off. We're somewhere in the third quarter.
Yeah. We are fairly certain we're in the third quarter.
Yes. And this ball's going to be short, and then it's going to take a end over end bounce right up the middle of the field, picked up about the 15-yard line, and brought it across almost up to the 25. The ball carrier that time was Adric De Leon. He was a young man who scooped it up, 6-foot junior, and so he made it up to the 25. So I guess that's the best field position they've had yet on the kickoff.
I believe that's correct, yes.
So he is so here we go. We have Chacon in the backfield, and right next to him is good buddy Alex Chavez. The Chalice on the move. Chavez. And so he just lined up. He lined up, and then he moved a little over, shifted to the left. And then on the snap, he just took over toward the sideline, and Chacon just threw the pass to him. He was well covered, and the pass was overthrown anyway.
It was a low snap, and Toppers again they've gotten really good pressure straight up the middle, and Chacon, I think he threw that away more than he was trying to complete it.
Yeah, I think you're right. So they line up in that same formation. They've essentially lined up in the entire ball game. Chacon and being chased down, he's like, boy, and he does complete it up to Caffeine. Caffeine down the right sideline, and he's going to make it up to the 40-yard line. But boy, putting on the pressure for Los Alamos that time, Matt Brusso. I mean, he came in. I thought he was going to get Chacon. And so Matt was just bearing down on him. Chase Matt out of the pocket to the right sideline, but then a nice pass upfield to Caffeine from Matt. So they pick up the first down as they move it up to the 40-yard line.
15-yard pickup for the Sundevils.
Yeah, exactly. Downfield, he has a whoa.
Oh my goodness, he caught it.
I don't believe it. How did he come up with that? And he's tackled around the 2-yard line, and that is Jack Purdy. We haven't seen a whole lot of Jack, but coming down the left sideline that time, and I thought that's who he was going to try to air it out to. On this particular pass was Adric De Leon, but that's who has been receiver. But Purdy, not a very big guy, 5'3", 120 pounds. And boy, he let that thing fly, and Purdy pulled it in. And then, boy, Purdy took off to the races. So that's going to be first and goal for Espanola. Chacon with it. Chacon. He passes it into the end zone to Adric De Leon. So Chacon just kind of bounced around back. I thought he was going to run it, and he just was kind of bouncing around back there. And then he ran to his left, and then all of a sudden almost did a basketball, like a basketball shot. And he just kind of lobbed it into the end zone and to De Leon. So that makes it now, they'll go for 2, but that's going to make it now 29-6 in favor of Los Alamos. So let's see, they'll go for 2, of course. And Chacon on the move, and he's, boy, I mean, Nieto just, I mean, talk about the WWF takedown. Teak had no problem with that one.
Was that the steak lock, Gene?
Yeah, the Indian steak lock. Jockey Joe. That was Jockey Joe's favorite move, the Indian steak lock. He gave you the Indian steak lock, you'd had it.
That was curtains for you.
Oh yeah, it was over. Nobody could get out of the Indian steak lock. None.
So in any event, third quarter here, the Sundevils get on the board. 2-yard, basically basketball shot from Chacon to De Leon. That was set up by a 57-yard post route from Chacon. Dropped it right in the bucket to Jack Purdy. Beautiful, beautiful throw. One-on-one coverage right to the middle of the field. And that was a couple of really nice long passes we've seen so far early in the second half.
Yeah, Chacon has quite an arm. And he's good. He's accurate. He's really good athlete. We were very impressed with him last year. But anyway, so lining it up will be Victor Parra. And Victor, he kicked it away to start the ball game. And I think that's the only time he's kicked it. Oh, he did try the extra point. I mean, the field goal.
Yeah, and that didn't go so well.
I know. 29-6 is the score. And so it's the Hilltoppers as the Hilltoppers score, and then answering right back, that's Espanola.
Ball on the ground, and that's going to be picked up by the Sundevils.
Yes, I don't know if that must have hit somebody's foot or something.
It took a weird bounce, and then it bounced back toward the Sundevils, who were coming back on the field, or who were going down to cover the kickoff, and it just landed right in somebody's chest.
Well, it came down, and then it hit down. It looked like it hit down around the 20-yard line or so, and then all of a sudden, it just suddenly went flying backwards toward the Sundevils. So somebody must have kicked it, or it came off of somebody's foot or something, because anyway, the Sundevils recover. And of course, if you recover a kickoff, a kickoff is a free ball. It's always a free ball. So the other team doesn't have to touch it or anything. It's just a flat free ball for whoever gets it. So so at the 30-yard line, Chacon is going to hand it off straight up the middle. And so let's see, the ball carrier at that time was Kyle Coffeen, and he didn't go anywhere. So
haven't seen Kyle in the backfield.
No, I think he's back there right now once again with Nate Chacon. So he lined up behind him, and he's going to give it to him again. And then Coffeen going to come. He comes from just to the right of the tail of Chacon, who's standing there at in that quarterback position in the spread. And then he just ran right to the middle, right smack to the center of the line.
Not a bad pickup, actually.
Now it's going to be third down and about 6, but I don't understand what they're doing. Chacon. Whoa, he had a wide open receiver up there in Adric De Leon. And he started off like he was going to run it. He dropped back, and then he pulled it down, started to run. Just before he got to the line of scrimmage, he let it fly, hit Adric De Leon, like Mike says, right smack in the hands. worst possible place to hit him. And De Leon was pretty broken up about it.
And he had some running room, and he pulled that in, too.
Oh, he certainly did. So that's going to bring up fourth down now. Chacon under a lot of pressure. And does he complete that pass?
Yeah, and that's going to be right at the sticks.
And the receiver's still down. Not getting up. That might be Alex Chavez, but let's see.
It looks like he's favoring his right knee.
Yes.
So we have an injury timeout here. Well, Gene, since I've got the list here, we're going to thank our Los Alamos Daily Post sports broadcast sponsors. We still have the police and the fire department. Thank you, gentlemen. It is actually first responders night here for the Toppers home opener here at Sullivan Field. So thank you to the police department and the fire department and the Los Alamos County, the county, also one of our sponsors, as well as the Los Alamos Schools Credit Union, the University of New Mexico at Los Alamos, and Tech Source. So we want to thank them. Also, Gene, want to give a very special shout out to a great Hilltopper fan, Gary Hofeck. And Gary, we hope you're listening tonight. And thanks. You obviously a long time Hilltopper fan, and it looks like that was De Leon that was down.
Yes, it was.
He made a heck of a catch, and he caught it right at the sticks. I think they're going to give him the first down. So De Leon did get out under his own power. We'll keep an eye on that, but dangerous receiver. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, and then Gary Kofek. I mean, you always knew when Gary was in the stands.
Oh, there was no doubt whether he was in the stands or not.
He used to be offensive coordinator for a while, but fantastic guy. Oh, what an unbelievable fan for the Hilltoppers and a major Green Bay Packer fan.
Well, we'll forgive him for that.
But, but it is a first down around the 17-yard line. Short pass over on the right side is incomplete. And now Chacon going to the sideline to get the play from the bench. Pass was intended for J.C. Fordham. That there's just no way. So the ball right now is at the 17-yard line, second down and 10, as Espanola trying to add to their point total here. Chacon up the middle, right at the goal line. And did he make it in?
No, I think
he didn't make it in.
Just short. That was Caffeine, but wide open right in the middle of the field. And that's going to be down. They're going to mark him about the 2.
And we have another injured player for Espanola, and it's interesting. It's Caffeine, I think.
Yes, it is, and he's
every time
he's going to the sideline very gingerly.
Yes, he is. So 2 receivers have caught the ball and then been hit really hard by the Hilltoppers. But this is going to bring up a first and goal from the 2-yard line. Chacon in a lot of trouble now. He gets away, headed to the corner of the end zone, but we're going to have a hold called against Espanola as Ticnieto made the stop. And now we have another. Well, I thought for a minute that Chacon was going to be down, but unfortunately for Espanola, had a first and goal from the 2. Now it's going to be a first and goal from essentially the 12. We'll see it depends on where the hold occurred. A 10-yard penalty from the hold.
Well, that was a scramble by Chacon. He was looking to throw. He had nobody open, then broke for the left, trying to sneak into the left corner, but Teague dragged him down. Chacon is not walking super great right now, Gene.
No, he's not. He's a little slow getting up. And it's essentially a straight 10-yard penalty from the 2-yard line. They're back at the 12. And so Caffeine back there with him right now. and a little short pass to Cuffin, and he breaks a tackle, and they're inside almost down to the 5-yard line. And so one of the Hilltoppers had a good shot at him, but couldn't bring him in. So Cuffin just spun around and got it up there. There's 2 Cuffins. There's on the field. There's a Kyle and a Kevin. Kyle was the one that got. Kevin was the one that had to kind of walk off the field gingerly. So now Chacon is ready, and the pass. He tried to thread the needle, and let's see. Nope, that is an incomplete pass. And
there just wasn't much there. That was a tight window.
That was intended for J.C. Fordham. He couldn't hang on.
A 3rd down here, still in the shotgun. But Chacon has not tried to move very much. I don't know if he's feeling too good.
And there's a pass that's knocked up in the air at the goal line. I thought somebody might pull that one in for the interception. It was right back at the goal line. The ball got knocked up in the air. And so now it's going to be 4th down. 4th and goal from the 6.
So Chavez checked back in the game. Chavez and Purdy lined up off to the left. Now Chavez goes back into the backfield.
Yeah, he's back there with Chacon. They have 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Chacon finally gets it away, and
is that a catch?
And they got it. Now Jack Purdy. Jack Purdy, the one who set this up with that beautiful pass down the field. No, that was the last series. Sorry. But anyway, Jack Purdy once again, and he gets the pass in the end zone. That's going to make it now 29 to 12. And they'll go for 2 once again. They went for 2 last time, unsuccessful. So,
well, it's going to be interesting if the Sundevils can pull this off, Gene. They're going to be within 2 scores.
Yeah, they are. Chacon rolling to his right, rolling, lobs it into the end zone. My golly, Moses, how did he do that? As he gets it to Luke Archuleta for the 2-point conversion. I didn't think they had a prayer to convert that. Unbelievable. But they do it. It makes it now 29 to 14.
Wow. That ball was in the air for an hour.
It really was. I mean, he rolled around, and then he just lobbed it into the end zone. And I thought, well, that doesn't sound a prayer. And then, boy, next thing you know, it's the officials go up with the arms, and
right there. I don't know that I don't think that's how they drew it up, but it works nonetheless. 29 to 14. So a little bit different but still plenty of time left. We have seen the Sundevils able to pick up big chunks in a hurry. So this game is not over.
Yeah, we just started the 3rd quarter.
That's right. We probably got another half hour for the 3rd quarter.
Long time. 29-14, somewhere in the 3rd quarter. We have no idea where. But Victor Parra is going to have the opportunity to kick off again. So Parra boots it. This is going to be short. This gets away from the Hilltoppers back to the 10-yard line. They're trying to bring it up. And so here comes and still on the run, Malachi Gutierrez. And he's coming around the left side, and he's going to turn disaster into a very, very nice play. As it got away from the one of the up men for one of the receivers back for Los Alamos, tried to run up and scoop it up. It was a kind of a short kick, not real short. It came down about the 25. Tried to run up and scoop it up, missed it, and then it went running back, and then Malachi picked it up inside the 10-yard line, and then the rush came, and I thought he had it, but he took off to the left side and picked up a nice gain, as it turns out. So and here comes Teak Nieto down the left side, breaks a tackle, breaks another, and finally, is he finally caught? Yes, he does, as he gets it up to midfield. So they just handed it to Teak. He headed to the left sideline, and I thought he was going to be gone, but he got hit once, and then he got hit twice, but the second hit turned him toward the middle, so then he just headed toward the middle, and then they were able to finally bring him down at the 49-yard line of the Hilltoppers. Oh, a little sneaky beaky back there, Mike, and so they just took it back to Stidham, and then Stidham handed it off, and they lateraled it back to Kyle Evanhus. So a little sneaky beaky trickery here for Garrett Williams.
Did not pay off, though. Just barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Stidham to Tiki to Teak. So Teak right up the middle, right smack up the middle. And he's going to get it across the midfield. Interesting not too, Mike, all the years we've been doing this, mostly what we've seen most of the time is Los Alamos loves the run game, and that's what they've mostly done. But Garrett this year he decided to air it out. I mean, most of his plays are pass plays now, and which I like it.
Yeah, I do too. And then again, Stidham is going to get the Sundevils to jump off sides. I mean, Stidham's already attempted 15 passes in this game. We saw seasons the Toppers didn't attempt 15 passes.
That's exactly right. I mean, 1 or 2 a game is a lot. So a 5-yard penalty. He's going to make it 3rd and about 2. Pitch out over on the left side. And that's going to go to Teak down the left sideline. Nobody's going to touch him. He's going to head into the end zone for the score.
We got a flag down though, right at the 25-yard line, and we'll see what that's about. There was a crowd in there, and we may have another situation where we had a hold so far away from the play it meant nothing, but we'll see.
10 yards behind Teak, and somebody holds. So Teak's touchdown goes awry.
So we'll see what they actually call. They're walking it back. I have not seen a signal yet. Still not seen a signal.
Well, I've seen it's holding. They did give a holding signal, but you got to figure out from where was the hold. Well, right now they're putting they're giving him a first down because he made the first down, and then the hold came.
Yeah, the hold came late, well after he had broken through, and I think he was about the 10-yard line when, dangerous pass there.
I guess.
Right into traffic, trying to swing route.
Yeah, that's the kind that, somebody who's a quick end or a quick cornerback scoops it up and goes 75 yards for a touchdown.
That incomplete pass there. But second down for the Toppers at the
34.
Yeah, 34-yard line.
Goes to Teak. Up the middle. Whoa, nice tackle by Luke Archuleta. Wow, all by himself. He just wrapped up Teak up and just took him down. Boy, you don't see him. You don't see that very often.
No, Teak usually wins those one-on-one battles, but that was a nice form tackle there by Luke and able to drag him down.
Yeah,
pick up about 5.
Yeah, so it's third down. The ball is at the 28-yard line of Espanola. Third down. Oh, and we got, I'm telling you, ready to catch the touchdown pass was Abraham Sanchez.
Yeah, he was way down the field. They weren't going to catch him, Gene.
No, he was way behind everybody. Unfortunately, they hadn't snapped the ball yet. boy, did he take off. So anyway, so there we go, 5-yard penalty. So we're back to the 34-yard line. Third down now and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
Could have sworn you said that snap was on 2. Wide open.
The end zone. We have a.
Gutierrez right there at the 5-yard line. Had the ball, could not hang on. I think it actually got knocked away at the last second by J.C. Fordham over there. What a play by Fordham. Gutierrez, he was right at the 5-yard line. He dances into the end zone.
Yeah, I thought Malachi had that, but I mean, good defense down there by Fordham. He's 5'7", 140-pound senior, but that's going to bring up fourth down, Mike. 4th and 10. And so what's going to end up being a screen pass and then a touchdown for the Hilltoppers.
Wow.
As Teague Nieto goes in for the score, but it ended up being a screen pass, but I don't know. I don't think it was a deliberate screen pass. I think the Hilltoppers just got discombobulated. Everybody got discombobulated. So Stidham, he just saw Teague a little ways up the field and popped it to him. But if it was a screen pass, it was well executed. I mean, it was so. I mean, and so Hayden Jorgensen puts it through. So now it's a 35-14 ball game. But I mean, if that was a screen pass, it was one of the most jumbled up screen passes I've ever seen. But
the Sundevils were on Stidham so fast. It looked like a screen, but look down the field. There was no blockers in front of Teague, which is not
none.
Not how you want to set up a screen pass. But anyway, it works like a charm. 29 yards from Stidham to Teague Nieto, and the Toppers go back up 36-14 after the Sun Devils threatening to get back in this ball game. The Toppers are able to answer in the third quarter. Are we done with the third quarter?
Yes, we are.
Yes. All right. So
you want to give us that list of sponsors again?
Absolutely. So wow, that was the fastest quarter we've had, Gene.
I can't believe it.
Only 24 minutes.
that one zipped.
Anyway, we want to thank our sponsors, of course, the University of New Mexico at Los Alamos. We want to thank the Los Alamos Schools Credit Union. I want to thank the Los Alamos County, the Los Alamos County Police Department, and the Los Alamos County Fire Department. Thank you, gentlemen, for the great job you do to keep us safe and secure. And we also want to thank TechSource, our awesome sponsors here at the Los Alamos Daily Post, and back for fall 2020 season. And, just great start so far. And Toppers looking really, really solid at 36-14 advantage here heading in, I think, into the fourth quarter. We're fairly certain we're in the fourth quarter now.
Yeah, and that was right after that touchdown. Hayden Jorgensen kicks it away to start the fourth quarter, and this one's going to go in the end zone. And I'm telling you, Michael Maestas, boy, he wanted to catch that.
He thought about it, but
hey, boy, did he ever?
He does the correct thing and lets it go into the end zone for the touchback. So the Sun Devils got off to a really rocky start in this ball game. Gene, have kind of started to put a little bit together though. So still plenty to work on for the Sun Devils, but offensively, not a bad night so far for them, and defense has made a couple of plays the last couple of Topper possessions.
Yeah, and it's interesting in that third quarter, both teams scored 14 points, and the snap to Cone is low, so he just scoops it. He just picks it up and scoops it straight in front of him, and this time to Alex Chavez. So Alex was his savior.
Pick up about 3 yards, and I don't know if that play was ever meant to go to Chavez, but he ended up with the ball. So,
and I'll make it second down and about 7 for the Sundevils. Chacon, and he's got a man wide open down the field, and he completes the pass. And now up to Jack Purdy. Suddenly, Jack Purdy has become a very valuable receiver for Espanola. He picks up the first down. He actually had 2 guys wide open up there, Mike, downfield. Because just a little to the right of Purdy, I think it was Alex De Leon, but they were both wide open. There's that little short pass over onto the sideline, and that one is going to be complete, and that one's going to go to J.C. Fordham. Fordham is going to move it up, so he picks up a nice gain, maybe about almost 6 yards. It'll be second and a long 4, and it's 36-14 right now. It was 22 to 22-0 at half, and then the Hilltoppers scored right away, and then Espanola answered right back. And then each team has put another touchdown on in that nice marathon third quarter. Chacon pass. And does he get it? No. Whoa.
Oh. A little extracurricular there.
Really covering. I mean, down the pass was intended for Luke Archuleta, and then covering down there for Los Alamos. Let's see. Was let's see, I think that covering downfield was Chris Meyer-Dirks. So anyway, he tackled him, and so then Luke just turned around and then pushed him down. And so the referees, no harm, no foul. But like Mike said, a little extracurricular activity as the next play by Espanola is a pass to the right sideline, which is incomplete. 36-14 is the score, and we do believe we're in the fourth quarter.
That's about all we can tell you.
Yeah.
Fourth down here for the Sundevils. They have not been shy about going forward on fourth down today.
No, not at all. Well, the way they kick, they might as well.
Yeah, there's really not much point in not going for it.
Yeah, so. Their punting game hasn't been real impressive. Matt Brusso putting a lot of pressure on Chacon as he rolls to the right sideline. So Matt, the sophomore, son of Pat Brusso. Pat right now is the head coach of the middle school. And I think he's done that for a while. And he was an assistant coach here at the Hilltoppers for a long, long time. Fantastic guy. And also great athlete for Los Alamos. So known Pat a long time.
So turnover on downs. That'll go back to Los Alamos. They'll take over at the Sun Devil 38-yard line here at some point in the fourth quarter.
And they're going to give it. And this time it's the ball's on the ground as the handoff went that time to Nico Garcia. Nico had lined up where Teton usually lines up. He got the handoff, headed up toward right over the middle. Ball got knocked loose and then bounced over toward the left side. And then falling on it was Jack Purdy. And now Purdy's
hurt.
Now he's kind of limping off the field. So right now for Espanola has been you you catch the pass and then you get hit and you get hurt. You fumble and you fall in a fumble and and they end up kind of limping off the field. But the thing that's nice, Mike, is most of these guys, and they're right back on the field in the next 2 or 3 plays.
Yeah, Sundevils have gotten banged up, but everybody's gotten up. Pretty being looked at on the other side right now.
What's really nice is we've had no serious injuries at all in this ball game at all. Chacon. Oh, and the pass complete down the right sideline, and going down the right sideline this time is and that is Victor Parra, the kicker. And so he caught it up around midfield, close to 45-yard line, and then he headed upfield. He actually, I guess, he caught it about the 40, and then he was able to move it up to the nose of the ball is at the 50-yard line. The football is in Espanola territory. So on the move again are the Sundevils. Nate, quick pass, too quick.
Little too quick.
Yes. And not ready for it that time was Luke Archuleta.
Well, that one had some steam on it. And
boy,
Archuleta was not very far away from the line of scrimmage.
No, he wasn't.
So just attempting the slant route there, and that's incomplete. That last pass, by the way, 23 yards.
Fourth down we're in the fourth quarter. It's 36-14. Hilltoppers over the Sundevils, and pass upfield was intended once again for Victor Parra, and he can't pull it in, so that's going to bring it back the nose of the ball. The officials don't have any problem where to place that one. It's the nose of the ball right at the 50. And the ball is still in Espanola territory. Third down and 10.
It's like some communication problem there from the sideline.
Yeah, something. And so anyway, they've got 4 receivers over to the left and 1 to the right. And Chacon's all by himself back there. And here comes the blitz. So Chacon picks it up and gets it over to Victor Parra. And Parra is only going to pick up about 3 yards. But they just flooded the left side with receivers. And then the Hilltoppers, they just brought the house. Chacon had to get rid of that ball in a hurry.
And he threw it to Pata, the only receiver on the right. I don't think that's actually where he wanted to go with the ball. They looked like they were having some communication issues over there.
Yeah, something. And so Alex Chavez is back there with Chacon again. Chacon dropping back, and whoa. And the pass is caught. And boy, I'm telling you, a hard hit that time. I think that hit, I think, came from Kyler Young, one of the linebackers.
Right in there. And, Chacon has been very effective throwing to the middle of the field. That pass throwing to Luke Archuleta, he kind of let Archuleta out to dry there.
Yes, he did.
Archuleta had to go up to get it, and he was in no position to come down, and Young just absolutely flattened him.
Yeah, the weak side inside linebacker, Kyler Young. I could say a weak inside linebacker, but that wouldn't sound too good. Anyway, we have a timeout. Well, Mike, next week is an interesting week next week. Next week, the Hilltoppers are going to go up against Taos, and that is a game in Taos. That's an away game. But
don't go to Taos if you want to see that game, though.
That's right. The game's going to be played in Cuesta because the Taos field, they were going to redo the field or whatever, and in typical fashion, they didn't start until late summer to work on the field, so the field's not ready to be used. So Taos is not, they're not going to Garrett Williams told me that Taos coach was going crazy. He wasn't sure when he was going to get a home game. But next week it's going to be in Cuesta. And I guess there's some, we're not sure what our schedule is next week. We may not make that ball game.
Yeah, that's
so, and here the first play for Los Alamos, and heading down the left sideline that time, and the pass, and that one comes right to Josh Duran.
And we have a penalty marker at the 36-yard line, way behind the play. I was looking right there where they threw the flag. I saw absolutely nothing. I don't know what this is about, but it is going to go against Los Alamos. And it's going to wipe out a.
I said Josh Duran was Kenny Suazo, not Josh Duran.
And that's going to wipe out yet another.
And then Kenny came back with kind of putting his arms out in front of him, asking like, what happened?
I don't know what happened. I can't answer you, Kenny. I have no clue what happened.
Yeah, really. Now it's going to go up the middle and the handoff to Teak, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage, breaks the tackle, keeps going, and he gets it up to, well, I thought he got it up to the 40-yard line, but
they're going to mark him as the 38. That spot doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, he spotted at the 42.
Or the 42, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he made it to the 40 easily. Ball gets away from Stidham on the snap. It was kind of a high snap and up to the right. Stidham couldn't pull it in, so all he does is turn around and fall on it. So that's going to be a big loss for the Hilltoppers. It's going to be third down, but that's going to move them back about 6 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 16. For the Hilltoppers.
They're back in Topper territory.
Yes.
The 49-yard line, so 3rd and 16, but
pass comes over to the left side to Teak, and Teak gets around one tackler, gets around another. Here comes a flag.
Oh, there's all kinds of flags. There was motion over there on the far side, so this play will be all for naught anyway.
Yeah, I think so. And I wondered where they threw the flag if it was a face mask at the end, but like Mike said, it's all for naught because if we were in motion, then that's gonna override everything. So a big conference for the officials down there in the midfield circle, and so Well, they're still trying to straighten this thing out. Now they have, and they're going to say dead ball foul and illegal procedure against the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, so that's actually good. Well, a personal foul, a face mask at the end.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So they are. Are they going to offset? So the face mask would not have mattered anyway because the play essentially should never have gone off.
No, it shouldn't.
So those penalties will, I guess, are going to offset them, and we'll do that all over again. But
yes.
Wacky fourth quarter here.
Well, the way those flags came out, of course, you always think of a hold, but it was right down there where he was being tackled, and I was sure that had to be a face mask. But as Mike says, all for naught. 3rd and 16.
So
again.
So what you just saw never happened.
Yes, and the play before that never happened either. So
3rd and long here for Los Alamos. Sundevils showing blitz and showed blitz a hair too early, and they were offsides.
Yes. So the offside with a politically correct, you have to say encroachment. What's wrong with offsides? Is that something? Is that a bad thing? Anyway.
Or neutral zone infraction. That's the other one.
There it is. 3rd and 10. Suazo or Stidham is, racked up in a hurry. His boy charging through there that time for Espanola was Nicholas Sandoval along with Kyle Coffeen. And those two, they got back there like right now. And Zach, he had just caught the ball when those two white jerseys arrived, and down he went. So we're going to have a timeout on the field. So I want to remind everybody that once again that I'd like to take a shout out to Larry and who's listening here, tuning in to Hilltopper, and also to my sister Mary, who's listening from Brenham, Texas. How about that?
All right, Brenham, Texas.
Yeah, Longhorn steer country.
All right,
and blue bonnets
and Longhorn steers.
That's it. That's what they're famous for down there.
You don't get much more Texas than that.
No, you don't. And in fact, they did the Wordle yesterday, and the New York Times Wordle thing, and my sister was all proud that she got it because the word was twang. Twang. It doesn't, like she said, it doesn't get any more Texas than that. So anyway, Mike. So the one thing let's see what's going on down there.
Now 4th down pass and toward the sideline, and that is going to go incomplete. So that will be a turnover for the Sundevils here at some point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, I was saying, we're not going to make that trip to Cuesta next week. We've got too much other things involved, all of us, but the one thing we will know for sure as far as football is concerned is we'll be back here in 2 weeks for the Hilltoppers go against Capital
Jaguars. No love lost there.
No, none whatsoever. So here we go. The ball turned over to Espanola on downs. The snap is rolled back to Chacon. He brings it down, and he had J.C. Fordham, and actually Fordham was looking back to Fordham was running downfield. He was looking back to his left, and then the pass came to his right. So he looking back to his left. He tried to spin around, but no way was he going to make that. So right now it's 36-14. We're somewhere probably in the last half of the fourth quarter, and this ball game is the scoreboard has been totally malfunctioned. There's a blitz by Los Alamos, and the pass down the right sideline is picked off by Hayden Jorgensen. So Hayden Jorgensen right there for Los Alamos to pick it off. And that one is inside of Espanola territory. They're going to put it down at the 48-yard line of the Sundevils.
Kind of a desperation pass there by Chacon, throwing it right into deep traffic, and
we had a major blitz going.
Yeah, and pressure as well, and we got another Sun Devil limping off the field. That might be I think that's Fordham.
Yes, it is.
Boy, the Sun Devil receivers have just taken an absolute beating tonight.
Yeah, they really have.
But throwing it into traffic, and for the Toppers, Jorgensen able to pull that one in. So Toppers sitting pretty here in the fourth quarter. So Gene, as you were saying though, crazy week next week. It'll be the first full week of sports here in fall 2020 and 2022. Excuse me. And we're going to start with girls soccer and volleyball on Tuesday. They'll both be out of town. Volleyball will be at St. Michael's, and girls soccer will be at Socorro. And then Thursday, those two teams will be in action again. The Topper girls will open their home season against the St. Michael's Lady Horsemen, and volleyball will be at Santa Fe. So Topper girls, they often play St. Michael's early in the season. It's usually a pretty tough game for them.
Yeah, really.
St. Michael's formidable girls soccer school, and then of course, take that trip up to Taos to watch football. No, don't do that. They'll go to Cuesta, and then get the Louis Chernacek Invitational Tournament coming up as well this coming weekend.
Next week. So unbelievable.
So that is a high-level tournament. If you like soccer, go check that one out. You can see a fair amount of good teams there.
So after the interceptions, 1st and 10, and the pass down the field on the left sideline, and that was intended downfield for, let's see, that wasn't. No, that was intended for.
I think it was Pasulka over there, wasn't it?
Well, I think so. Yeah, you're right. It was Alex Pasulka, but boy, he was covered well. So that stops the clock.
Let's see what our time is here. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. 36-14. Stidham, quick pass. Whoa, he had Pasulka wide open.
He was open.
About 8 yards down the field. And Pasulka hit him right smack where you're not supposed to hit him, in the chest.
Don't do that.
And so they don't pull that one in. So that's going to make it now 3rd and 10. And the ball's right now sitting at the 48-yard line of Espanola.
Robert's looking for the knockout blow here. They actually had a couple of chances.
Yes. Stidham out of the spread. Whoa, and a hard count. And you got him.
Boy, the Topper quarterbacks in recent years have just mastered the hard count.
Yeah, they really have.
Anytime they need a free 5 yards, they can pretty much put that one in the bank.
Yeah, they have. I mean, it's just been amazing how much. Back there with Stidham right now is Nico Garcia instead of Teak. And he fakes it to Nico. Pass all the way down toward the end zone, and that one goes awry as a good coverage by Espanola back there as that pass was intended downfield for Malachi Gutierrez. But
I think that was Johnny Mays back there.
Great coverage by Espanola that time. So here we go, Mike. 4th down. How many 4th down plays have we seen where we been very few punts on this ball? And pitch out over to Nico Garcia over on the left side, and he's going to break it through. He cuts to the right, and still on the go, trying to go to the right side, heading for the end zone. Dives in the end zone, and does he get it? So I guess he didn't make it. I guess he didn't make it across. He dove, but I thought sure he was in. But they're going to put it down at the 2-yard line. But what a run that time by Nico Garcia! Wow, and sorry. And so, boy,
how did he not get in?
Yeah, and he came down the left sideline.
Oh no, he did. He did score. I thought they were putting it on the 2. Well, they were setting up the extra point.
Well, I never saw him give a signal.
They never did.
He dove toward the end zone. He was on the other side. I thought, did he make it or did he not? They didn't. There was no signal. They just put the ball up, put it on the 2. So I kept waiting for where's the signal. But what we should have done was looked at our Cracker Jack scoreboard, and it's now 43-14 as the Hilltoppers convert the extra point. But yeah, he caught it down the left sideline and then took off, had a nice run, and then they had good coverage on that left side as Espanola did a good job of coming over. Then he just cut to the right and cut up toward the middle, and then just headed across the middle, and he got it right across midfield. He's almost to the hash marks. Then he cut to the end zone and dove into the end zone for the touchdown.
So yes, he did make a touchdown. We never saw a touchdown signal.
None.
And I saw them mark the ball at the 2. Are they calling him down at the 2?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I couldn't believe that. And the kick is taken down around the 10-yard line by Alex Chavez and hit him in the gut, and he dropped it, bounced right back up into his hands. I mean, right back up. And so he just took off. Nice run back, but I guess we probably have a flag down.
Yeah, they're going to call a hold right around the 17-yard line.
Because he ran it all the way back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice run there by Chavez. But that's going to go all the way back to the Sundevil 10.
Jeez. Well, that's the one thing that has driven the Sundevils nuts tonight. They just have one beautiful, beautiful play, and then they've been getting stuck with a lot of holding penalties. So I guess they'll start from the 10, I guess. 1st and 10 from the 10.
So based on the passage of time for how long the other 3 quarters have gone, Gene, we got to be pretty close to the end here.
So Chacon gives it to Alex Chavez. And immediately, I mean, he's hit like right now. That's coming in to make the tackle with Seth Yost. So Yost coming in from that end position, and he was right there.
Half second earlier, and I think Yost could have taken the handoff.
So anyway, that's a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15 from the 5. The Hilltoppers throwing blitz again as Tignieto was trying to anticipate the snap, but he had to pull up, and the pass now over onto the left side, and that one's going to be overthrown. Is that so incomplete pass? That's going to bring up 3rd down and 15.
And Chacon Gene is misfired on his last 6 attempts after the big touchdown pass.
So Chacon drops back into the end zone.
Oh.
and he was under all kinds of pressure. We have a flag in the end zone. And
what's the call here?
Let's see what he's going to call. Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh boy, that's a touchy call.
Yes, it certainly was.
That looked like a pretty well-timed hit to me.
Well, he was in the end zone and he dropped back, and then and he just barely got the pass away, and then here came the flag.
Unless it was something funny with a hit, but that looked like a pretty good hit to me too. I don't know about that call.
Anyway, up to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Espanola. Chacon downfield, man open, Jack Purdy. And
I think he got it.
I think he did. Yes, he did.
Wow, Purdy he was on a dead run. He had to stop on a dime and dive back. Oh, we got another flag. That's going to
personal foul. Low block
on the Sundevils. That is going to wipe out another nice Sundevil play. What a catch there by Purdy. He had to make all kinds of adjustments, but he pulled it down at the 45-yard line. But that is going to be wiped out by a low block. And boy, I tell you what, Gina, the Sundevils could clean up some of these penalties.
Yes.
I mean, this would be a really tight ball game right now.
Yeah, it really could. Half the distance of the goal. Takes it back to the 10. So it's now going to be 1st down and 20. Chacon over on the left side. He completes the pass. And then immediately there's 3 Hilltoppers coming in on the coverage. The pass went to Victor Parra, but all over him down. I mean, leading the charge down there was Matt Brusso, and then right behind him coming in for the Hilltoppers, and that was Isaiah Jones.
Tell you what, though, Parra's had a pretty nice second half here for the Sundevils.
Yeah, he really has. Suazo, or Nate Chacombe, pass to the left sideline is incomplete. About 15 yards upfield. So that now is going to, let's see. It's going to be third down. They right now are on about the 18-yard line, 3rd and 12. So 3rd and 12 for Espanola. In the ball game right now, it's 43-14. The Hilltoppers up. And
that's picked off.
Picked off by Los Alamos.
I think it was Teak
Nieto. Right there for Los Alamos to pull that one down. And that's deep, deep in Espanola territory. If we had some idea what the clock was, the Hilltoppers might be able to kneel this one down, but who knows? They're not real big for that anyway, so.
No.
But anyway, so here we go. So the Hilltoppers at Teak's interception puts the ball around the 23-yard line of Espanola. And we're going to have a illegal procedure called referee threw that one right away in the backfield. The backfield was a little discombobulated, so they get hit with the illegal procedure, and that's going to cost them 5 yards. So they'll make it 4th and 15. And there's the ball's on the ground, and there's a pile up. Let's see who comes up with it. I do believe Los Alamos has it. Almost grabbing it off for Espanola that time, and coming off the bottom of the pile for Espanola. And I thought he had it, but he was not able to put it in. That was Andres Pacheco, as he's the first one that went for it. Could not wrap it up. So the Hilltoppers end up with it, but they're all the way back to their own 41-yard line.
Wow.
And they're supposed to get to the 13. So down the left sideline and heading to the end zone. That's going to be, and as it got to Kyle Evanhouse. So the little pass over to the left side to Kyle Evanhouse, 5'9", 150 pounds sophomore, and Kyle takes it all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Well, nice play, nice throw by Stidham over to Evanhouse, and Kyle almost gets in the end zone. So here the Toppers are going to try to once again cross the golden stripe. So it's back to Stidham. He gives it to Nico Garcia. Garcia over the right side, and touchdown Los Alamos. So that will make it 49-14. And
wow, and we'll get a running clock now, Gene. Boy, look at that clock just fly down there.
Yeah, really. So kick is up and good. So that makes it 50-14, 36-point lead. So like Mike says, we are now in the running clock. So clock will only stop on like injuries and timeouts, but the normal stoppages, incomplete passes, running out of bounds, all that kind of stuff, the clock keeps going. So that may wrap this ball game up in about 15 minutes. I have no idea where we are.
We have no idea, none whatsoever. We We're probably getting close to the end, but we don't know that for a fact.
Well, with a running clock, it's going to really zip now, and so
it's already down to zeros. Look at that! Wow,
yeah,
it's incredible.
Hayden Jorgensen, and taken at the 5-yard line for the Sundevils, and then running into a huge crowd of people, finally going down, and that was Seth Cowan. No, I'm sorry. That was Alex Chavez once again, back there all by himself. So Alex, a nice little run back by Alex as he, let's see. They're going to put the ball on the 23-yard line. Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Okay, got a couple of visitors on our screen there.
Yeah, 2 monster moths on our screen. We were complaining about why do we need the screens? There's no bugs. And boy, a nice run this time over the right side and moving it up to the 40-yard line. And that was Alex Chavez once again.
All right, bye.
So he picks up the first down.
Yeah, one of those moths, he has a couple good meals. He could probably go fight Godzilla.
Really? Boy, they're big ones. And we just had one fly in and knocked one of the other. There were 2, and then one flew in and knocked one off. So now there's only one. And so we had a 5-yard penalty called against Los Alamos. And they're going to give it to Alex Chavez again. And Chavez is, let's see, he's brought down that time coming in to make the stop for the Hilltoppers, Kyler Young. Kyler, a linebacker for Los Alamos.
And also getting on the play was Miles Weber. First time we've seen him this evening, and I think that's it.
That is it, Mike.
All right.
The Moths arrived just in time for the end of the game. So, anyway, final score 49-14. And like I say, it was fun to be back. Crazy ball game. No clock, but marathon ball game.
Wow, that was a 2.5 hour long game.
Went on forever. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us. Next week the Hilltoppers go to Cuesta to play Taos, and we're not going to be able to make that ball game, but we'll be back here in 2 weeks for Capital, and then I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. We still have to work out our schedule for soccer and volleyball and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, we still in the preliminary stages, but we will get that figured out. We'll let you know exactly what's going on. One final quick shout out to our sponsors here, the Los Alamos County Fire Department and the Police Department. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, and thank you for everything you do for us. We want to thank Los Alamos County. We want to thank Los Alamos Schools Credit Union, the University of New Mexico at Los Alamos, and of course, TechSource, our sponsors here, bringing you this ball game. Beautiful, beautiful night here at Sullivan Field. Nice big win by the Toppers. See if I can wrap up the scoring here real quick. It's kind of a mess. Topper scored 3 touchdowns in the first half. One on the first play from scrimmage. That one from Stidham to Kenny Suazo. That one going for 56 yards. He scored again in the first quarter to Malachi Gutierrez from Stidham on a fade route. And in the second quarter, Tiki Nieto took a pitch to the right side, broke a couple tackles, and got in. Los Alamos would score 4 times in the second half. Another 2 touchdown passes from Stidham. and then a couple of rushing touchdowns by Nico Garcia. 50-14 ball game. Toppers looking very, very solid here in this opening ball game, and yeah, boy, the secondary was tested tonight by a very, very talented quarterback on the other side, Nate Chacon, and but they were able to solidify a little bit in that second half and kind of limited Chacon's chances. And you can thank the gentlemen up front too, because they put a lot of pressure on Chacon, especially in that second half.
Yeah, they really did. And Zach Stidham taking over at quarterback this year, and solid, very, very solid back there in that spread formation. So, yeah, anyway, encouraging start for Los Alamos. So, Mike, that's going to do it for us. And so, well, let's see. The only thing we know for sure at the moment is we'll be back in 2 weeks for the Hilltoppers here at Sullivan Field versus Capital with football game. And we'll bring you that ball game courtesy of the Daily Post. And we really want to thank the Daily Post for making all this possible. Carol Clark, we really want to thank you, Carol, for your support. And well, this is Gene Morrison for Mike Mays, and I want to say thanks a lot for tuning in. It's great to be back. I always hate it when the last baseball or softball game comes around, and I especially hate it when basketball ends. But anyway, it's nice to be back behind, as they say, behind the microphone. Anyway, but we are ready, and so have a great evening, everybody, and you can make it an even better evening. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And night-night, sweetie pie. I love you, honey. Miss you a lot.